All right, 4 o'clock, let's go ahead and get the drainage committee meeting started. Let the record reflect that all members are present. Item number 1, update on all drainage projects. Pat? Can you just give us an update on what you've been working on?
We took care of Marvin's job on project number 93, 44, I think it was, on Paul Street. And we were working on your project at Catch Basin. I haven't went close it in yet because we're waiting for that Catch Basin to reach several real good before we break it apart. And I gave Mr. Leroy some projects and not say private job, just to sign off on.
Okay. Didn't you work on that one on Lee Drive too?
Leroy.
Bayou Drive.
Bayou Drive, we changed your cross cover, but we changed the cross cover in Jeff Ward too. That's just road and bridge, so. Yeah.
Just keep on, just keep on working at the list, trying to knock them out.
Right.
All right, sounds good. Update on Himalaya Canal.
What's the latest on that?
I have no.
Most Joseph.
Sava?
Yes, we have a pre-construction conference with Carenco, the contractor, and he is scheduled to mobilize in about, well, it was last week, so he's scheduled to mobilize in about 2 weeks. Equipment on site. And right now, there's no update other than that.
Item number 3, update on the Moderate project.
You can take that one too, Jordan.
Yes, we received bids for the Murray project on October 1st. The current low bid is $1,282,500 by LA Contracting Enterprises LLC. We are recommending rejection of all bids. I had sent for being over budget.
What about 8?
Hmm?
What about 8?
Request approval to extend the
Extend the
service.
service agreement and elevation.
Yeah. We'd like to extend the elevation of that project. That's why we have a rescope of it. It's over budgeted and, we have to cut somewhere. So I'd like to, I'm trying to get all the elevations and all and how we can make the thing become a successful gravity drainage district.
I'm not sure why he has, I'm not.
Well, I'd like to extend it to 1010, if I can.
Okay. We have some recommendations that we're gonna be making to the project, to reduce, we have to obviously reduce the budget. So once we're able to do that, Mr. Charles has indicated also that he has some surface areas, to extend that he wants us to look at. When we make those recommendations and when we're looking at it, reevaluating the project to reduce the cost, we're gonna be looking at those areas. I believe that's what he's.
Not understanding how we're gonna reduce the cost if we extending the
Well,
project.
like one of them, Goshen Road, we're gonna cut it in half. With both sides.
That's one of our recommendations, is we're gonna reduce the scope.
That's one. And then we have a Supreme, we have to go out back to the lake into the Bar of Foods. And so I'm trying to get the best canals that's sort of grown up in trees now, that was never used as a drainage canal. It used to be used to get water to the mill when they had ground it, you see from Bar of Foods. But I want to utilize that if it's low enough to go to the lake. We're going to Himalaya Canal and then get the DOTD to do the highway, 1011 from Supreme to the first big curve in the road in the back. And that way we can connect them all.
With regards to extending the surface agreement and elevation, what he has here on the agenda, I would request that you all allow me to meet with Mr. Charles tomorrow and get a clearer scope of what he's looking at there, and then I can come back to you at the next meeting and report on that.
We're gonna meet with the old manager Supreme.
Yes, sir.
He will help us with that.
I'm still in favor of getting the H&H study done on this prior to any
What's that?
construction. Getting the H&H study done.
We got it. We have one back one.
They did, DOTD perform one in, I think it was
He was
88,
getting another
87,
one.
88.
You don't think things changed by then?
Not that much.
Correct,
know-
I'm
you know
I'm
what
not saying it, I'm not saying it, but,
It's all solid ground. That's no swamp. I just wanna get an incline to go to the back one way, not uphill. You know, in the past years, they dig any kind of way. I know they knew they were going back and front. So now I wanna do it right. I want that project to
think we
clean
need a
itself
model
every
to
time
prove
it
that.
rains. It will clean itself if it's clean, but it's been dirty all these damn years.
A question, how long
Sweep
is
it
this
up.
Himalaya Canal project gonna last? How long?
Himalaya Canal project is scheduled, I wanna say it's right at 180 days.
That's all the same.
I expect the construction of that to last approximately 3 months. Talking with the contractor, that's what he's looking at. And that project was budgeted at 200,000, if I recall right, even with the alternate, it came in at 199.
So we let our project finish first, if we do anything else. Make sure the funds are there.
We do have recommendations regarding Mr. Charles' current project, the Maury project, with regards to reducing the scope to get us within the necessary budget.
So what is the drastic difference between the proposed project versus what's out there right now?
It ain't working.
Well, I understand that. That's why I'm trying to get to that point.
No, are you referring to the Maury project? With regards to the Maury project, what's the main gist of that project and what needs to happen is we need alternative power to the pump station. Right now, that area, if you look at the elevations, everything flows to that canal that leads to the pump station and then it's pumped over. We have two issues. The outfall canal that is pumped into is just about completely chock full of trees. So that's one main portion of that project. The second portion of that project is removing the electric motors on that current deck, changing it to right angled gear drives and putting diesel driven engines. Because we've noted that anytime that a flood condition has occurred has been when the pumps have failed. And it's 90% of the failures are power failures. As soon as the power goes out, we have no pumping capacity back there. There's a single, a few years ago, the parish put in a single propane engine on one of them, but while it does utilize that one pump, however, by the time power is restored, it's not enough. The drainage calculations show that you have to have at least two pumps, sometimes three, during heavy rainfall conditions. And so what's happening is when we have a power failure, the one propane engine that's driven out there is not enough to keep up. And by the time the power comes back on, it's already inundated. So we need alternative power. That seems to be the main source of the problem for that particular location.
All right, so Mr. Charles, how does that accomplish your goal of wanting gravity drainage in some areas?
We may not need the pump.
There's no way.
If the system's working properly, you don't need the pump.
Suppose
And we've been
there's no way
pumping the same water. Every time the little bitty pumps is there, it's working. It's the
Right now-
same water.
right now the
You put it in
elevations-
it, You see what in the hell is going on? Nothing, because everything is stopped up behind.
Right, so we went out for RFQ for an engineering firm to provide an H&H study for this entire basin for you.
We
You
don't
did-
need it. We
you-
have it already.
You did, no, we don't.
Well, yes, we do.
No, we don't.
It's in record.
No, we don't. The technology is way different than it was 40 years ago. We need
It
to,
wasn't
we
40
need to
years ago.
pursue,
How long ago was
It
that?
was in it's aged.
I'm
It
sorry,
has aged.
37
It was
years.
80 It was in 88, 89 that the state did that study.
The conditions have changed. We need modern day technology to tell us where that water
We got
can
a
and can't
mini
go.
dam canal, just over there. Let's go. And been done in 100 years.
The only point we made, gentlemen, was the fact that I hear your request as far as the H&H study, and I'm not denying that would be useful and helpful. However, something does need to be done with the pump station. We know that's an issue right now. We know that it's not pumping to capacity, especially in that area when we get storms. Whenever a hurricane comes, that's one of the first areas that gets knocked out. And it has a main feed. When we design that pump station, it has a main feed that feeds directly from Supreme Road directly to that station. So we know that power is an issue. So that, with that being said, our recommendations as far as trying to get the cost reduced and so forth are going to be to remove some of the other subsurface items that were not primary to accomplishing that goal.
I'll make a motion to put it, we need to get an engineer or study on this project before we spend any money there.
All right, we got a motion on the floor by Mr. Mathern for a H&H study,
Do it if you need to, shit.
second by Mr. Patterson, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Don't see we need it. You don't really need the damn thing.
Any nays? Ayes have it.
I gotta get it
All right,
done.
so are we gonna restate, GIS for the engineering study? I mean,
I don't see that, we have any issues with the RFQ that was done. I mean, it's done according to the rules of the Gomesa funding, so I don't see it, all we have to do is request a proposal from them with a task order.
And then we have to cut some costs
to-
because it's over budget.
But that's gonna be part of their scope,
Like
is
they
to
kill it,
evaluate the
let's start
project and
over with
determine how to
everything.
cut costs.
Let's
We
start over.
can't
with
spend the money,
everything.
then we get somebody to start this thing.
We also need a
Let's get
motion
you
to reject
started,
the
y'all.
bids. We need a motion to reject the bids.
Okay,
Motion.
motion by Mr. Mathern to reject all bids,
Second.
second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Ayes have it.
And you want a motion to execute a task order, you said?
With GIS, so that we can do the cost analysis and start that process to generate that scope for the H&H study.
That's a motion, Leroy.
Yes.
Motion by Mr. Blanchard,
Second.
second by Mr. Patterson, all in favor? Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item number 4, update on Andrea Street platform.
Yeah, I put this on the agenda. This was approved in 22, and my material's been on the ground for over a year. And does anybody have we got anybody that can speak of it, of where we at with it, or know anything about it?
No.
Russell, you know anything on that one?
I was asked to, if I could do the job, and I had no issues with it. I told Mr. Blankenship 8 months ago.
Pretty simple, pretty straightforward project.
It's another one, Pat.
Put it on your list.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, man.
I'll get with Rusty and,
Yeah, all the materials,
Travel.
materials
That's no
are
problem.
right there.
Maybe just look at it and see the labor cost on here doesn't seem like it'd be sufficient
No, it doesn't.
for that, so we may have to add some cost. to
Yeah,
that.
and I'm good with that.
Item number 5, request approval to transfer $8,000 from materials to labor for project 9297-8, Ward 7.
This is for the project behind Field of Dreams subdivision. As you know, we're doing it, with in-house labor rather than, and with in-house equipment. So we need to transfer some of the funds from the materials category to the labor category for the same project 92978. There's a motion.
Motion
Second.
by Mr. Blanchard,
Second.
second by Mr. Mathern, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6, request approval for the president to sign a CEA for the Public Works project between Assumption Parish, Police Jury, and Mr. Lovely McGallard. Lovely McGallard.
What is the project?
D6. Look in your packets, you have those agreements.
Do we have a clear scope of work for this project, Leland?
It's
Look at Exhibit
Exhibit
A.
A.
So this already has a drainage project number, correct?
Well, that's
Uh,
not, I don't know what
no,
type,
this one does
type of
not.
number, it references it in this scope, but I don't know where those numbers come from. That's not our, that's not from the drainage listing that we
Okay,
have.
I just saw the number 20135.
Yeah, I have no idea.
454. We don't know what that is.
You know where that number comes
It
from?
it might be just a work order.
The work order system, it's
That's
probably
it.
through the work order system.
It's just a 20-foot, driveway they putting off on Jacob Street. They put it behind the house because they want to access their house through the back way. Instead of Bertrand, they put it on Jacob Street. That's all it is, 20-foot of call.
All right, so I
they're,
believe,
they're producing the culvert, Mr. President?
Yes.
Okay, so guys, what we had worked on in the past, this is gonna be, private landowner provided culvert with public purpose. Okay, so what we had asked is that these particular items, based upon the drainage protocol, be brought for review by the drainage committee and approved. So this is one of the first, that's why there's some confusion. Okay, and then that number that's presented is the work order that's been submitted by the landowner. All right, so I think this is pretty straightforward. It should be described in Exhibit A, but it's just a matter of going on site, allowing operations to do what they need to do in order to support the landowner within those parameters.
But you said the landowner would be providing the culvert, that's not in the scope. We
yeah, so
need-
Exhibit A needs to be
Yeah,
modified
we
so
need to
that,
modify that.
Okay.
All right, just add in there that landowner provide the culvert, and, I'll make a motion.
and
to-
fill material, correct?
Correct.
Culvert and fill material.
They provide their own dirt.
All right, and I'll make a motion to approve it.
All right, motion by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Patterson, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7, request approval for the president to sign a CEA for public works project between the Assumption Parish Police Bureau and Mr. Morgan.
Well, this is a similar project on Highway 308 for a culvert installation, within the DOTD right of way so that the parish can set the culvert at the correct, inverts.
And same thing,
Are they providing?
Exhibit A will have to be modified for the same, so the landowner provide all material, parish is only providing labor.
So move.
motion by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Patterson, all in favor?
Alright.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I have one deviation, as it relates to CEAs, for existing drainage projects. So make a motion to deviate.
Motion DB.
Motion to deviate by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Patterson, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Right, so, this is for, similar agreements for projects that are, drainage projects that are already been approved. We have drainage project, numbers for all 5 of these. And what I'm seeking is, permission from the jury to authorize my signature on these CEAs for these projects, which allow us to access the property or whatever to conduct the drainage projects already approved.
And this would not just be for authorization tonight, it would be for ongoing authorization for CEAs, as long as it was an approved drainage project by this board.
Right. I'm making a motion to that effect.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Mathern, all in favor? Public comment, any public comment? We'll take it now. First call, second call, third call. Let the record reflect there was no public comment. All right. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Bro. All in favor? Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.
It's 4:21. We'll get the personnel committee meeting started. Let the record reflect all members are present. Item 1, request approval for 7 weeks of FMLA leave for equipment operator 3 drainage project estimator. Motion by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Nakane. All in favor? Any nays?
I just have a statement I'd like to make, not reference to this request specifically, but we've had a lot of requests lately for FMLA leave. And I just want it known for the record that if the paperwork is not submitted to us in a timely fashion based on what's filled out in that paperwork, then the job protection for FMLA is not applicable. Just want that known. It's vital to the employees to get this paperwork back to us.
Understood.
Item 2, discuss filling open position in OEP 911 department.
Yes, sir, gentlemen. I put this on the agenda. Had an employee that resigned her position last week, and that was the administrative assistant field worker slash assistant permitting officer. So I'm asking for permission to advertise for the position.
So,
Second.
motion by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor? Nays? Motion pass. Item 3, request approval to hire intake coordinator worker for housing and community development. Before we get, I met with Kim, or myself, Paul, Kim and Tawana met last week, I think, throwing some different ideas up. But I'd like the full jury to meet with Kim, Melissa, and probably Tawana before we make a draft decision on this one.
Right, we have some upcoming retirees, which is what this position is about. And we also need to discuss openings and structures in the departments as far as upcoming my retirement and Melissa's retirement. A lot of things are gonna be changing, and I'd like to discuss that with all of you. So we're very clear before it's time for us to walk out the door.
That's 6 years from now?
So I really think it's,
We need to
it
start
may be a
working.
result of a restructure of the whole upstairs, department. We want to share and talk with you all and let you all know all of it and take it from there. I think it deserves a special meeting just to discuss that.
That's fine.
Okay, so
Your
we'll
time
take this.
frame for that special meeting, with both of those items, Mike,
Next week,
Next week,
what we're looking at,
go with it.
next
time?
Wednesday would be
Same
good.
time? It's on.
Tuesday,
You wanna do Tuesday?
Tuesday,
Tuesday,
Tuesday, 6 o'clock.
that's fine. Everybody check the schedule.
6 or 5, which,
6, but for me.
6.
Well, I need to be present for that, Ms. Kim, because I've got a meeting at Dow Chemical for next Tuesday at 5:30, 4:30.
I'm not sure if Mike's gonna present, the original proposal that he spoke about with you all or not.
Probably not.
Well, either way.
All right, can I get a
Everybody
motion?
good for next Tuesday?
Tuesday, 6 o'clock.
Good either day.
I'm making a motion.
Motion by Mr. Carter that we have a special meeting at 6 o'clock Tuesday.
Second.
Second by Mr. Ponville. All in favor? Any nays? Motion pass. Item 4, request approval of end of probationary period for general maintenance worker effective September 29th, 2025.
What's your recommendation, man?
Yes. So move. Moved by Mr. Carter. Blaine. Second by Mr. Nakane. All in favor? Any nays? Motion pass. Item 5, request approval to end probationary period of general maintenance worker effective October 3rd, 2025. Moved by Mr. Carter.
Second.
Second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor? Any nays? Motion pass. Item 6, request approval to start accepting applications for assistant parish manager's position.
Yes, sir. I'll put that on the agenda. I feel that we need to bring this position back. This is a prime example of why we need that second man in charge. And I'd like to start taking applications, advertising for this position. Just like to hear from some of the other jurors, their opinions on it.
And I guess this kind of goes in line with the next item that I had added to the agenda was the workload and workflow pertaining to the management in public works. I think we all need to look at that position and see if if the duties and responsibilities put on the parish manager is really too much for one person to take. You know, in the past, we were asked to create an assistant manager position to help the parish manager. And then we removed that position because the parish manager didn't want the assistant parish manager that he had. You know, and I think it's just something that the jury needs to look at is, did we remove the position because the person wasn't wanted there, or we removed the position because the position wasn't needed? You know, I
I
think.
think we was led that the position that was needed, other way we was led, but we know the position needs it. We were led by somebody that they didn't need that position.
Say that again, Mark?
Pretty sure we was led from somebody that they did, that position they need to be.
I think before we rush and make a decision on it, I mean, we got a new parish manager that's gonna be out for what, another 2.5 months?
Probably not that long.
Not that long. Let's hold off on which he get back. He haven't been in position that long, so even get his program working the way he wanted, and then get some input for him before we just make a decision on whether we're gonna hire a parish manager or not.
We operated years without assistant parish manager. And we survived, especially with good performance working under them.
So, Mr. LeBlanc, I'd like to ask your opinion. You were the parish manager for a while. Did it help once you had an assistant?
Well, let me say, I agree with Jeff with the statement he just made, but I also want to say that that position has evolved. You know, it's, you got a lot more dealing with co-mason money, and y'all trying to do more in-house than we did when Bobby was there. When I was there, I needed that help. I requested, I was the one that got that position offered at DeBron when I was there. So, I mean, it would be a fallback in these type of situations where you, there's extended leave possibilities, that second person in charge can take over and handle these projects. Because I know there is some struggles in that department right now, and I've been helping out a lot with it. You know, y'all haven't been seeing that, but I do the best I can to help all departments and not turn out any help. So, I think my opinion, I think it would help. You know, I'm not gonna say it would. Now, you know, like Jeff, but I agree with Jeff though. 6, 7 years ago, it was a different position. It has evolved, you know, with a little more with more things that, especially with these storms we've had in the last 6 to 8 years when we have to repair these public buildings. We never used to do that before. We got the storms where we didn't have to repair public buildings. Now with FEMA wanting 3 prices for this, 3 prices for that, it's a lot of work. It's a lot.
Yeah, I think though, really, I think Ron took over and tried to do everything on his own, where he didn't ask for help, and it kind of put a bond on him. You know, now we got Patrick up front giving him a hand. You know, he shouldn't have to be out on the road, on the street every day. He should be able to do the work inside the house and let Pat do his job.
I agree with Chris. He's still on probation. Let's let him wait till he gets back before we make a decision on this.
Yeah, and I understand, and I know, you know, Kim apparently has more information than what we have, you know, about when he may return or not. I've been kept in the dark on it completely. I don't know if y'all been updated to know, but I mean, all I know is the way that it's by not having a second person in charge, one person held too many keys. He needed to be there for every project that's going on. You know, we'll talk later about the courthouse renovation. The architect reached out to me because he didn't get a response for 2 weeks, you know, from Public Works on that project. You know, we need more than one person involved in these projects to make sure that whenever a leave like this happens, that things don't fall apart. And I mean, Pat has done a good job keeping the project sides going, but all of these building reviews, like, you know, the health unit is a problem. We don't even know who they obtained 3 quotes from to even go back to FEMA to get it approved. We don't have any of that information. So do we just wait till January to fix the health unit?
And
This is a prime example of that we just put ourselves in a bad spot by only having one person having all the keys.
Well, but the reality of it is, even if you had an assistant parish manager, you really think that assistant parish manager, no matter who it is gonna know every single project as well?
You'll have access to it.
I mean, I don't
They
think all
should
the
have
files are
access to it.
restricted. They all have access to the files.
Who has access to it now?
Anybody at the office. I don't think Brian's, office is locked and nobody allowed in it. The files are our files.
It is well.
Okay, did anybody ask for a key?
No, I haven't.
I still
You
think we
know-
should wait till Brian gets back to make the decision.
And on the administrative side, all I'm asking is, can y'all make a decision and stick with it a while? Because every time y'all make a decision, we have to change everything structurally regarding somebody's payroll. That's more administrative work. That's change on insurance and everything to flip it back in 3 weeks. Come on. We walking in circles here. We running in circles.
This is definitely not working the way it's going.
Nothing is.
And look, we part of the problem, you know, we put all this extra workload on our guys, you know, doing a lot of things in-house. We never did all this work in-house before. You know, we want to save a couple of dollars here and there so we can get more work done. But we, you know, we never had that kind of
We never
manpower.
had $22 million to spend before, or
Yeah.
$16 million,
You know,
you
so I
know?
mean, we used to contract this work out and now we're doing it in-house, saving a couple of pennies, but we're putting too much workload on our guys. So we gotta look at, you know, we created some of this mess.
I agree with you with that.
I
How are
agree.
you gonna afford to contract anything out? these
We
days,
did it,
Chris?
we did it forever. We contract all these big jobs out. We never did them in-house. We never did
We
this.
did what
kind
we
of
can
work.
do. That's
But
what we did,
it,
you know?
as Myron just said, we lived within our means and
Yeah,
maybe
we
we
lived
didn't do
within our
as much because we couldn't afford it. That's the harsh reality.
Exactly.
That's how we live.
Mhm.
And look, I know everybody motivated, everybody want to get a lot of work done in their
Yeah.
areas, but we putting so much workload on these guys, they can't keep up.
There's a better way out there, fellas. By working together, we could do this, but this jury is so divided that it's not gonna happen.
Absolutely.
I make a motion that we put this on hold.
Motion by Mr. Carter.
Second.
Put this on hold. Second by Mr. Nakane. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?
Nay.
2 nays, 3 ayes. Motion passed. Item 7, discuss workload and workflow pertaining to maintenance and public works.
That was the same item. Let's go.
And that went hand in hand.
Motion adjourned.
Motion adjourned by Mr. Nakane.
Second.
Second by Mr. Carter. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Meeting adjourned.
There's 4:34, we'll call the finance committee meeting to order. Let the record reflect all members are present. First item, request approval of list of bills submitted through October 2nd, 2025.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Nakane,
Second.
second by Mr. Pondell. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I do have one deviation as it relates to getting the authorization for a president to sign the annual civil rights certification for Section 8.
Motion DV.
Motion deviated by Mr. Nakane,
Second.
second by Mr. Alcorn. All in favor? Opposed? And we have a deviation, seeking a motion to authorize the president to sign annual civil rights certification for Section 8.
Motion approved.
Motion by Mr. Alcorn, second by Mr. Carter. Any public comment related to this item? Second call. Last call, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
Motion adjourned.
Motion adjourned by Mr. Nakane,
Second.
second by Mr. Pondell. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Go ahead and get started with the Road and Bridge Committee meeting. Let the record reflect that all members are present. 2 items on the agenda. Number 1, update on the road overlay program.
Yes, gentlemen, we began sending out, the individual awards to each of you individually. As of right now, we have Ward 1 is out, Ward 5 is out, Ward 6 is out, and Ward 8. We will be sending, as well as Ward 4. We will be sending the remaining ones between this evening and between now and Friday. You'll have them all electronically. The reason we're sending them individually to you right now is when we compile them all, it's too large of a file. So what we're gonna do is once they're, after we've made our individual discussions with you as far as any adjustments and so forth, we're gonna compile them into a large set of plans. At that point, I'll have a Dropbox available for you all if you need to be able to download it electronically, and of course, we'll have paper copies available. The specifications are complete. Right now, we're working on the totaling of the quantities of the various streets so that we can formulate the bid proposal for when you all are ready to go.
Good.
Yes, sir.
We do not want to be backed out in December, cold weather. Need to start early.
Please.
Here's.
We always,
Mid-October.
yeah, I know.
I wasn't given the authorization to move forward prior to that, Mr. Matern.
The recommendation was made that all roads should be engineered before it's let out the 30-day
I
bid.
understand,
So,
but this,
Well,
and that's the direction.
we'll push them out and look, we've had, when we have cold weather, we pause the paving. When the temperature picks back up, we resume. We will deal with the cold weather as it comes.
So with that being said, everybody should have their files. Please look at your files to see exactly if your roads is where they need to be and what you expect.
Some of you do not have them yet. You will have them between now and Friday, so.
What's the timeframe to comment and get comments back so that we can get
I'd
moving?
say before,
If I have them our plan was this, our plan is to shoot them to you before this Friday. And then you'll have 2 weeks to your next meeting. We will be, as I send them to you, I reach out to you to make sure you've gotten them. If you need any, if you need paper copies, we're available. Our office is available. We'll answer questions and we'll be available to go over with you over the next 2 weeks.
we want to put this back on the October 22nd. Hopefully we can go live with it to go for 30-day bid. So we need to have those discussions quickly as possible.
Yes. And
We can move. All right. Any other further discussion? All right, thank you, Joe.
Thank
All right, item number 2, request approval to send a letter to DOTD to paint handrails on the bridge over Bayou Lafourche in Labadeville, Walk 4. Mr. Bro?
Yeah, we're getting a lot of complaints, people complaining about it, it's very unsightly too, so if we can get them to paint the doggone rails is fine, or the old bridge.
Cross from the church.
Yeah, across from the church, that's,
Make it no LA 1247.
1247.
I entertain a motion.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Burrow. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Blanchard. To send a letter to DOTD to paint the handrails on the bridge over Bayou Lafourche and Labadeville. What's the bridge number?
1247.
1247. All in favor? All opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carried. Motion to adjourn.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Blanchard, second by Mr. Palmville. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Meeting adjourned.
All right, we call engineer grant committee meeting order. Record reflect all members are present. Update from GIS engineering. The volume. Jolie Moore, Bertrandville, Bell Rose, Bluntville, Labadeville.
Yes, sir. So, Dwayne Vayon, GIS engineering, Joe Lamar. We are working on, getting the contract to you guys, and the cost estimate as well, which is gonna be needed to generate the fee proposal. So I am working on that. I have just another engineer, overlooking what I'd already composed, so shouldn't be very long for that. Underneath here that we have the, on the agenda, request to approve original task order, with GIS and have everything rolled under the new contract for the full services. The original task order, from what I was told, was never executed. So this is not relevant. But we would like to get the jury's permission to roll the tasks that we had underneath the original phase, the bidding, the construction administration, and the Davis-Bacon, all into one service with the engineering and design and submit that to y'all as one proposal.
Entertain a motion to that effect.
Motion.
Motion from Mr. Diaz,
Second.
second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I carry.
Okay. Bertramville, I just need to follow up on that to make sure that the clear lien, on August 25th, they entered the 45-day clear lien period. So if they haven't got their certificate yet, I have an item to follow up with the contract and just wait to hear back.
Yeah, well, let's finish with Bertrandville. I got one more question about Joel.
Okay, so that is it with Bertramville. I just need to follow up, waiting for the contract, getting back if we receive the clear lien to process their final retainage payout. There are no outstanding items on Bertramville.
So on Joel Lamar, you had brought up a question to me about the date for the plans to be completed in the RFQ.
Yes,
Um,
yes. So
as I spoke to, well, if you want to go ahead and mention this.
yeah, so we had received some correspondence with Ms. Tawanya regarding the date of the signed and sealed plans by November the 15th. That time frame is just not obtainable due to the administration having to grant us authorization, get the contract in place, and things of that nature. There was also some other things as far as the scoping that were sent over that I do not believe is beneficial to the parish, because it's going to be done as part of our design anyway, such as a full H&H. We're gonna incorporate H&H model into our design to determine our sizing of culverts and drainage ditches and whatnot. So the BCA, I believe it should be done by y'all anyway, or whoever is designate for that. But we will have the construction cost estimate as well. So I would think once we get the contract and the proposal accepted, within 60 days, we can have a set of plans, or we could actually probably have the final plans and all ready to go. And within a couple of weeks, go to the bidding and whatnot.
So what date are you asking for?
Well, it's all contingent upon administration. So
We didn't want to be locked into the November 15th date because it's contingent upon us doing the cost analysis to verify the proposal and before he can even have a signed contract. So we may be November before we have a signed contract, and it's just unreasonable to have the drawings delivered within 2 weeks.
Understood. So what do you?
we're gonna do our best to shoot 45 days after we receive everything to have the plans to y'all ready to go on the street. I'd like to tell you 60 days and get it to you in 45.
Didn't we do an H&H on this project already?
Sir,
We do H&H already?
we did a preliminary one to model the existing conditions against the proposed plans that was in the subdivision. So we have the existing model already run, and now we just have to incorporate to get the sizing of those outfalls. So it's going to be part of our design anyway. It's not a full-blown H&H with a report. I think that's just unnecessary. We identified the issue was the outfall, and we're going to address it in our design based off of our H&H that we've already established with our recommendations on the correct size and the culverts to be able to get that flow out of subdivision, whether it's 48-inch or 54-inch. That'll be determined when we input it into the model, which is also going to affect the construction estimate. I can tell you, we can put 72-inch culverts and the problem's going to get fixed, but it's a disservice to the parish because it's above and beyond what's necessary.
Good with that?
Darrell?
Melrose still waiting on direction. No.
The culverts and the culverts, we installed one of the large diameter culverts on the outfall. And the farmers asked that we wait till after grinding to install the other 4. So that's our issue there.
Plottonville, we're just handling Davis Bacon on that. So as they come in, we're taking care of them. Poppy and Mr. Alcorn on that as well.
Should be almost done.
Yeah,
though,
we
right?
ain't not
Yeah,
hardly
nothing.
coming in.
No.
But we at the end.
Yeah.
We're just waiting on time, be honest.
Yeah, they're normally about 3 weeks behind. So even if there is no work, we show that no work was performed. And as far as the Labradorville drainage, we produced the H&H model.
Yeah, and the new map, and I'm reviewing that.
Yes, sir.
And also, planning on, my fellow jurors allowed to, when they get to the capital outlay, to ask for $3 million for that capital outlay, but a line on the capital outlay, see what happens.
Yes, sir.
With that H&H study, I got some
meat.
study in my hand, I got some good ammunition to work with, so.
Yes, sir.
That's one of the reasons why I wanted to study also. Make sure we do it right, but I had that ammunition to back up when we ask for the money. So work. Anything else? Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Is the planners here? No update from the planners assigned group. Anybody got any information?
We need to get going on the ring levies. Joseph might have some. Joseph, have you worked with the planners?
We've been in contact with them, but there's no update at this time on that project.
Update from Infinity Engineering? Brian here? No,
I sent it to him.
they call that Will Williams.
Yeah.
Update from Special Programs Director, Grant Coordinator. Request approval to apply to keep Louisiana Beautiful grant for trash receptacles.
Yes, Mr. Chair, the grant has came, the grant, application process has came to, apply, and I need to find out how many receptacles, and can I apply for the grant, and how many receptacles, or who need receptacles in their ward?
When you need it for? When you need it for?
Today.
Today? Well, we got the last go round. You need
It was
number,
5, 5.
but you need location also.
Ira, you need some trash cans?
I got some.
All right, you got some?
2 of them.
I got some. I don't need those. I still strong.
I don't want to go over, I don't have to.
You
Huh? You don't wanna?
Put some.
No, that's bolted.
I don't want a garbage can there to be trash, be piled there.
You don't want it, don't worry about it.
All right, okay.
Anybody else?
Very cool.
Anybody else?
How many?
Just do 5.
Man, that's
Anywhere
enough.
else?
Anybody else?
Good.
All right, 5 for
You
Grant
got
Park.
garbage cans outside, the library?
All right, 5 for Grant Park.
And also I have, I had a, notice that came in the mail about Legat, expiration of a contract. It's expiring February 22nd, 2026. And that's the renovation for our historic courthouse. Just wanted to let y'all know.
That's that 100,000
Mhm.
or something that we have for the
I'll
courthouse.
spend it.
We need a motion for trash receptacle.
Okay. Y'all need a motion.
Motion for the, keep Louisiana Beautiful for 5
Trash.
trash cans at Grant Park. Motion, Mr. Diaz. Second by Mr. Pineville, all in favor? Opposed, that carries.
Do you mention deadline? What when you said February? 22nd?
February 22nd, 2026.
Trash all around there.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Anything else, T?
And it says that if the work is not performed by that time, that it will not be approved. The funding will not be.
Can
approved.
we submit for an extension? This is not gonna be done.
I'll ask Ms. Janice.
See if we can start that process.
Yeah, I'll ask her and, can I get, approval to start an extension if possible?
Yes.
Or what about if we engage into, even though it may not be finished, but we may be engaged into a contract with the contractor to perform the work?
No, they want copies of checks and payments. They want it
Because we
paid.
already have they already had a contract and a invoice that was paid for like $6,000. So you have to have everything.
Yeah, but they want it all closed out.
Cool.
So we need a motion to first, so she can request an extension.
Motion to request an extension.
Second by Mr. Pineville, second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, that carries. Minute on that. Look out.
How many projects we still have in the pipeline for Legat? besides that? Cause it look like it's gonna hinder us from being able to apply again.
No, we typically have, that one's been lingering, but we've been going through the other ones. Oh, wasn't it your equipment or vehicle or something that was looked at?
No, that was special industry money.
It was the last,
Trailer.
it was equipment, so we can,
Two trucks.
yeah, we got those done, so we can't apply for two more, we can only apply for one.
All right, anything else? Thank you, Megan. Update from South Central Planning and Development Commission. Request approval to adopt a resolution, well, let's get it to start.
Good
Hello.
afternoon, how are y'all? All right, so I'm Ebony, this is Cassie, and I'm gonna start with the Barataria Terrebonne National Estuary Resolution. So we are, the Barataria Terrebonne Estuary provides the funding through federal funder EPA for the Home Sewer Assistance Program. And what that is for is it provides reimbursement costs to low-income families. They're asking and want to pursue additional funding, and we do as well, so that we can possibly redesign it so that it's actually helping the residents who are low income, as opposed to kind of, it's currently, the way it's designed, it's a bit of a hindrance for people because they don't have the match up front to be able to provide that.
They're low income, no,
Correct, correct. So we want to completely redesign it. We didn't do the application, but this way, if we're ahead of it for whatever funding they pursue, we can let them know what's going on. So I did provide that to the parish for you guys to review. It authorizes them to pursue the funding, and then it just authorizes us to assist with the coordination. So
motion to request approval to adopt a resolution for the Barataria to seek additional round of funding. Motion by Mr. Diaz. Second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next.
the other thing is we do have another resolution to pursue grant funding through Delta Regional Authority. I know that you guys did ask me to send a list, and I apologize, I did not get a chance to send that to Tawanya yet. I will try to do that tomorrow. But it's for public infrastructure type items. I think I sent one, but regardless. But basically, this just authorizes us to actually pursue funding. It does not say that you have to figure out what project you need at this time. That's something you guys can take the next couple of weeks to determine. Delta Regional Authority, I know that you guys know that everything is on pause right now, but it does seem like we have a good indication that they're going to be able to pursue for the next funding year. So I want to start developing that stuff now to see if maybe it's something we can submit by December before Christmas. That's my goal. So this just, again, authorizes us to go ahead and to begin to develop them. You guys always have the choice to administer it in-house, or you can work with South Central. The maximum for this is 2 million. Well, they have a couple of different grant opportunities, but the two primary ones are your community infrastructure. The maximum is 2 million. And then you have your state's economic development assistance, which was a maximum of 500,000. So
Is there a match?
there is a match, but not for this parish because you guys are considered distressed. So there's an exception for you guys. And then I do have another resolution after this to help with the match for cost share. I'm going to table that until we have a project identified, if that's okay. That way we can put the financial information in there as well. So I sent that as well to you guys to approve the resolution for DRA.
Motion to approve resolution enable South Central Plan to pursue and develop applications for the Delta Regional Authority funding in 526. Motion by Mr. Blanchard.
Second.
Second by Mr. Diaz, all in favor? Opposed, that carries.
Is it 2 million for a single project, or can it be multiple projects that total to 2 million?
It has to be a single project unless you have, if you can make a case, for example, like we've had one where we had a pipe in one area, like for one school, and it wasn't connected to a pipe for another school, but because they were similar project types, we tried to make the case that way. So it's just kind of how you word it, but ideally it is for one.
For pavilion, Jim, that wasn't over 100%. That pavilion, that they want to build a park, that will be covered. Could it?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Pavilion, we're talking about building a pavilion to put people in the ballpark.
That is more recreation, and that typically kind of falls outside of the purview unless you can attach to some sort of
Drainage,
transportation.
we use it for sandbag and stuff like that for drainage.
Oh, okay, so it supports some sort of, oh, okay, that sounds feasible. You'd have to send it to me if you don't mind. I'm saying yes, because it sounds like it's.
Yeah, in other words, they want to build a pavilion, okay, and if it's don't have no match to it, and they could build a big pavilion where they put the whole sandbag and stuff, or storm and stuff like that. I'll see why that would work.
Right, it sounds like it's feasible. Send it to me and I certainly will review it and against the guidelines and see if that's something that is acceptable. Yeah, that sounds like a good project for sure.
Thank you.
Any other questions about that?
So with, the next one you want to table, you say for,
Yes,
technical
please.
assistance.
Yep.
Article. Next is discuss and finalize capital outlay project submissions.
Okay, so we have a couple things for capital outlay. I'm gonna start with the list. So you should have received a list from Ms. Kim earlier that is a list of options for you guys to pursue capital outlay funding. So Pat just would like to know which ones you guys would like to pursue for this funding year, and then if you can prioritize them in order, if you want to do more than one. Does everyone have a list in front of them?
Yeah, everybody should have got the email.
On that email, yeah.
Yeah,
And if not, I can read it out loud too.
so this is what I found out today since I got the email. If you look at it down the line, Shell Beach boat launch. Let's see, what's the other one? Grant Park, Platteville drainage, Assumption pumps in drainage, and Lee Drive. Lee Drive shouldn't even be on here because it's been closed out. But all those projects signed a CEA with the state. Therefore, we do not have to reapply for the next funding cycle with capital outlay.
Okay.
So you can remove those.
Okay.
Because we've signed a cooperative endeavor agreement.
Thank you.
Now, as it goes to the courthouse facility and the governmental complex, that's two of the same projects. I think we just need to take one of them and still keep it in the queue.
Well, unless we do, as we talked about today, Ron, that the one at the top, the multi-jurisdictional facility, the courthouse, it would, I don't know if we can amend that application to be for engineering and design as we approved at the last meeting for the $2 million. We don't need another multi-function agency. We have the other one at the bottom. So I don't know if it'd be simpler to delete and start over and just do engineering and design or not.
What do you think, Evan?
Forgive me, can you run that back to me again? What
The second item on the list, the multi-jurisdictional facility for the courthouse,
Mhm.
I'm not sure what the contents of that submission is inclusive of.
Okay.
But what the jury approved at the last meeting was to submit an application for $2 million for engineering and design for the courthouse renovation project.
Okay.
So we could possibly revise that
Okay.
for that. Unless that is a project for the improvements, I'm not sure.
I do know, well, I guess, is there additional funding that is needed for this?
That for the construction? Oh, absolutely, which is why we're just asking for the engineering and design right now.
I'm trying to take Pat's shoes and I'm not doing a good job on his projects, but, okay, makes sense. I don't know the answer to that, to be honest. Let me run that past Pat and see what he says. Is that okay if he sends out an email to you guys about that?
Well, we're gonna have to get we need some approval. Right,
Well, we need the engineering done
first, anyway.
first, submitted, and that's gonna tell us if it's more feasible for us to renovate this courthouse or build a new one. So that's what's gonna be that driver.
But I thought we talked about this is nothing to do with not building a new one. We building a new one. This is keeping this building intact regardless for future offices.
So my
So nothing to
question,
do with the new facility.
which one y'all want to go after? That's priority right now. Y'all want to go after the 2 million to get the engineering to renovate? We ain't gonna get both of them at the same time. We're gonna get one. We should get one.
Well, the multi-agency is
It's gonna-
$23
one of them gonna
million.
take-
You're not gonna get that.
Well, you won't get that, but you may get the engineering and design for it to start that.
So what happens here? You know.
Which
I
one
say
you
we
won't
do-
go for?
I
first?
say we do
That's what I'm-
Why are you asking which one we want to go for?
Because I
Why
think
can't we have more?
when we're gonna put them all in the pipeline, facility planning and control, they're gonna look at it and they're gonna be like, well, Assumption can't get them both at the same time. We may be able to fund one, because you got 64 other municipalities trying to do the same thing and try to get other things going too as well. So, when they're gonna look at it, they're gonna be, well, Assumption got two almost identical, one for existing renovation and another one to the bill.
Well,
We
but
need to.
only one is identified as courthouse. So.
Existing courthouse.
I know, but the other one, look at it, multi-agency government complex and EOC shelter. It doesn't say courthouse.
Let's go for both of them.
We could go for
Can't
both of
lose.
them. It's not a problem with putting both of them in the queue. I'm
Just
not
work your
saying-
magic, bro.
I'm trying, I can't work my magic on both. I can try to work my magic on one priority. I'm asking y'all which one
Courthouse.
is at the forefront.
We gotta get the courthouse.
And then let's go to
We gotta
work.
fit the courthouse.
I mean, it's still gonna be in the queue.
We gotta fit the courthouse.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm asking you guys.
Courthouse.
Let's go with the courthouse.
All right.
I do think the facility courthouse.
Okay.
Can I add another project?
Mhm.
I wanna add Libreville drainage project for $3 million.
You said Libertyville?
Libreville drainage.
Libertyville?
And that's for what, construction and engineering or just construction?
I got H&H report. Dwayne, but that report I got is,
We would still need to engineer the project, show, slopes, design.
got it.
Yeah, she's gonna need some detail.
So,
Okay,
engineer,
That fee would be
planning,
based off of whatever construction.
Okay.
estimate.
planning and construction.
okay. We'll get that to you, Ms. Ebony.
Thank you. Okay, and I
Okay,
do know
s-
that Pat also got the $500 match approval. I'm sorry, $500,000 match approval as well for, the courthouse renovation.
The
as
$2
well.
million that we submit, you have to approve, you have to have your 25% match. So
Correct.
if that were to be funded, we have to match $500,000.
Correct.
I don't want percent.
I have changed it. Okay.
Okay, so that means the second one on the list is gonna be amended. Bayou Crab, are we resubmitting?
Yeah, let's keep it in.
Okay, so resubmit.
All right.
Monterey Park, are we resubmitting?
Mr. Bro, you know what's going on with Monterey Park?
I'd like to get a sidewalk so the kids can go to it.
It was-
From Georgette Street to the park. I've, asked for that before, but didn't get anywhere.
That might be part of
Kathy
the,
might be able to talk about
Monterey should be part of the DOTD, alternative.
The tap.
Remember, let's get.
I do recall the list, but that one was removed by you all because it
That's
was
downside.
correct.
Alright.
Is that something that y'all wanna look towards the next program application?
I think that's a more applicable project for the LATAP funding versus capital outlay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's transportation
They run over on the highway.
and it, depending on the cost and so forth, that you may also want to look into a recreational trails. I'm not sure if that would fit this need as well. So there may be some other options. I can go back and look at what was given and kind of see. Yes, I do remember the project you're referring to, and I'll go see what we have. We may need new cost
LA4
estimates.
Along LA4, Georgette Street to park. Back Murray.
I will check.
So Monterey is gonna be removed from capital outlay and we're gonna move into another, funding application. Which, well, DOTD or recreational trails. Alright, so you can
What
remove
do you
Monterey.
have on there for Margaret? What is-
I don't know, this is just the,
Pat, years
Yes,
back.
several years ago.
How many projects y'all want to add to this?
the only reason, I know we got the waterworks. We remove it, Shell Beach, Grant Park, that's gonna be getting removed, Platteville, Assumption Pumps and Drainage, and Lee Drive. So we removing all those because we have signed CEAs. And the only one that ain't gonna be finished out of that is Assumption Pumps and Drainage, because y'all trying to get y'all levy stuff
Because
together.
it's not gonna be finished, we still don't have to resubmit.
You don't have to, because you got a CEA.
Sure.
You got a written agreement that we signed
Okay, yeah.
and we locked in.
A couple years ago, I tried to get a pavilion through capital outlay, and I would like to put that back on if possible.
Or
Pavilion
what?
and Veterans Park.
Yeah, see, that's what we talked about earlier.
Where's the match? You gotta get your match.
We did 90,000 for a match.
How much you requested? And what you're doing, engineering and construction out of that?
Can we get the match from him?
They might be able to find a match.
Pay attention.
Can do. I hear you. I'm taking it. We'll see what we can find.
We still talking about the same pavilion, the same what we talked about earlier.
Yep, I got
And
you.
because I, it's not built, we need that $90,000 match.
$90,000 match is what you need. What's the total?
Identify your match first.
Identify that.
Identify your match.
So actually, let me ask you a few follow-up questions. So the match is 90,000. What's the total cost of the project?
I don't have it in my hand right now.
No worries.
I have it in,
Okay.
paperwork.
So,
Or it's probably
hold
old.
up.
What's the official name of the pavilion? Do you have an official name for it?
Veterans Park Pavilion.
Thank you.
Hold up. Let's get this straight right now.
I don't clarify what it
So
was.
that application gonna be submitted either October 30th or October 31st, because the first is on the Saturday.
Correct.
So therefore, at our next meeting, every capital outlay project that's being submitted, we need to identify that 25% match before we ain't putting the cart before the horse. So if it's gonna be submitted, we have that funding source identified. All right, so y'all got till next meeting.
Yeah, well. Everybody also on, that lateral drainage for $3 million.
Mhm.
We'll pursue Lightercore for the match.
Okay.
And you got one last one request, which is
Waterworks.
the waterworks. Let's see. It's gonna be,
You found it, Jim?
Tim could, provide that to them.
LA 70 main water line improvement project.
Is that on your list? You said LA 70?
How much the action?
That's our project?
Huh?
Are you asking us?
No, I'm
gonna-
telling you
we're
the
gonna
name of
dis-
the project.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. We were
I'm gonna
scrambling.
get you all a resolution that's gonna have all of this on it.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
I see BJ sent this email. Did he send you the estimate for that project?
No, he didn't send it to me. Him and I talked briefly, before he went on vacation. And, he was just asking about the time frame. I said, look, we need to get it in because we're gonna make our final decision.
He said it, he just didn't know about.
Right.
But he
So-
didn't put them out.
So I think what we just need to know is at our next meeting, we're gonna have to add these for the waterworks, because I spoke to my water board member, and he said that the project that they wanted to submit, I guess in addition to this, was increasing the water line from the water plant to Pankerville to be able to even supply this.
No, that ain't what BJ told me. Let me get together.
May I?
So we can bring that to the next meeting,
Yeah, we're gonna bring it to the next.
but he'll have to have the estimates for that meeting for you to be able to submit it.
Correct, and I
Because
also
we don't
wanna
have the
note
estimates now.
that they also have to get letters of support. So I know, for example, Pat is getting letters of support right now for the, which is one of his projects. And so whatever we are coming up with, in addition to having the budget, and whatever else we need to approve, we really should kind of know sooner rather than later on what we want to proceed on. I know we want to get the match identified as well. That's very smart, but that's a vital piece of that. So we would only have, the next meeting is the 22nd, I believe, is this one. So that means we only have a week or so to get match request letters. So that is something that we should take into consideration as well. I do have one here, and if you guys don't mind, I just want to kind of go back really quick to make sure that I have all of my notes that I've been scribbling properly. Let me start from the top. I know we have CEAs. Thank you for confirming that, because that was one of my questions. Do we need additional funding for any of the ones that we have on this list though as well? Because in order to capital outlay, I guess from my understanding, you have to resubmit for additional budget requests if you need it. Do any of these projects need additional funding that we are kind of removing at this point? So we removed the Shell Beach launch.
Myron, Shell Beach was just for partial, for the land purchase, right? Not for construction.
Well, we have some of the fund for the construction. But we didn't get it yet. Still coming in from,
Well, the match for that
Match.
capital outlay project came from CPRA, but I don't remember last month they rescoped the capital outlay project. Before CPRA sending us their money, that had to be done.
So
We didn't get that back yet.
it's not time to request money for construction, is basically, I guess.
So she's asking you, do you want to request for additional money for your project, even though we have a CEA already in hand?
yeah.
What?
Well, I'm just, I'm just.
You're fine, you're good.
You good?
If you don't know the number tonight, if you guys don't know the numbers on these tonight's, you can always send us an email. Guys can get with Kim and then send us an email if that's okay, if we don't know tonight. So if you'll have like estimates, that's fine. We'll put those down for now. So 200,000 approximately for,
When you throw a number out there, Myron, you need a match.
You need your 25, you need 25 and then 2.
10,000 don't go too far.
No. I mean, you know, I'll probably get 150,000 extra on that.
If now's not the time, then.
Just take it off, just take it off.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
make one.
I think the Gerards will help you. We
Yeah,
got some
that's
other
fine.
options. I think the
That's
Gerards will
all,
help you.
yeah, and I'm not.
We'll help you, we'll help you, we'll help you.
So we're gonna for sure proceed with the multi-jurisdictional facility for the courthouse.
We're gonna make an amendment to that to reflect engineering and design, and we want that for $2 million.
For 2 million.
I think I'm fine.
Thank you, appreciate it. And then for the Bayou Crab, we are pursuing for additional money for that as well. We're removing the Murray and the Grant Park, correct?
Correct.
Right now.
My road program on.
What was that?
Correct, you correct.
Okay.
You correct.
Gotcha.
You correct.
And then we're also removing the Pottenville drainage and Assumption Parish pumps and drainage as well.
Correct, because we have a CEA unless y'all need more money.
Do we need any additional funding?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Well, it's good to know that this is something that's an issue. That way we can start planning again, you know, we can have these, you have a list that you have moving forward. So, and then the complex we are proceeding with, and then Lee Drive is closing out. So that's where we stand.
Right, and we need to add Libreville Drainage Project Planning and Construction
We'll
for
drainage.
$3 million.
Yes, sorry,
The
yep.
match is Lita Corp.
Correct.
And then Veterans Park, but we don't,
Okay. Well, he gonna find his match by the next
By the next meeting.
meeting.
okay.
Perfect.
But I'll work with the water company to get the complete list of theirs and get a letter from them committing to the match.
Yeah, that's all it is. But
Do you want to put all that in a resolution?
I will.
Oh, yeah, for next meeting.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right. Anything else for us?
You got the water works so far?
Yeah.
So we discussed the potential of the new courthouse engineering.
At least 70.
Didn't we approve
put it
the
in?
Oh, yes.
project for the
Thank you.
renovation of this courthouse
No,
at the last meeting?
that's the one we amended right here.
I don't think that's the same.
That's what we're amending. This is for our whole new courthouse. This multi-agency government complex is not gonna be inclusive of a courthouse.
Yes. It is inclusive.
So if it's inclusive of a courthouse, why we need a whole new courthouse here? We just can
But
amend
that's what I'm
that.
asking. Whenever she went over her list, I thought you said that was for a new courthouse.
No,
Mm-mm.
no.
It's for
I
this
just
one.
want to
I misspoke and I apologize.
It's for this one,
Renovation.
Yes, yes.
I may have said no.
which y'all approved at the last meeting.
We still have to wait for the engineering plans and their recommendation before we move forward with that. To see if it's even worth saving this.
It's not gonna get funded.
Not
True.
But I thought we got that. I thought they came back, because I remember you saying that you would have preferred them to come back and say that it wasn't worth putting money into
It
it.
would have made our decision a lot easier.
I know, but I
That's what I'm
thought it
saying.
came back saying it was.
It was, and that's what the RCIP funding is for, is to fix it structurally.
Okay.
The renovation will be this is just, the RCIP was the weatherization and damage from water intrusion.
Okay, so what are we still waiting to see if it's worth it, if we're doing all of this? Jamie? What?
I'm lost here. I mean, we either need to fix this building or
Regardless, we have.
Well, that's
to
what
fix
tear
we're
it
it.
working on,
down.
trying to
Tear it
fix
down.
it.
Why are we're gonna continue to fix this and, look in the future of building a.
Because
new
we're gonna
house?
need the extra space.
You still will need to build it.
We still
need
gonna
the
need the
building.
building, that's why.
We can't afford the buildings we have now.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but we have a lot of people that are being housed here that don't belong here because their buildings are, not being fixed. So if that means we have to have one central location, we gotta put them somewhere. We got 3 agencies right now bunking with us between here and across the bayou.
All right.
Right, and the last item on my agenda is for, you should have in your packet a little.
We need a
one-page-
resolution to all
Oh,
of
I'm
that.
so sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, to that effect of everything we just discussed.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Diaz, second by Mr. Blanchard to do a resolution
Of capital outlay submission.
on capital outlay submission. All in favor?
Thank you.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, Ms. Evans, next.
Perfect. So then you should have a one pager in there that's list a couple of different projects on there. I'm taking control of the newsletter for South Central Planning and Development Commission, and we want to highlight various community and economic development. We did send it over. I don't know if you have it, and if not, it's okay. I'll send it. Okay, basically, it's just, we want to see if you guys are interested in letting us know what type of activities you guys are doing when it comes to economic and community development initiatives. So for example, in Patterson, they're doing like an economic development podcast, you know, everybody has Facebook and different things like that. I did take a look and see what your Facebook is, but we want to start to help communicate across the region what initiatives our local governments are doing. And this is one way to do it. Our newsletter has a broader reach than most times, you know, our social medias. And so we wanted to see if that was something you guys wanted to include in our next, newsletter, which comes out in January. So that's, I wish I had brought a copy with me, but it basically is just like a little blurb. It's like 3 or less sentences that basically says, you know, Assumption Parish is doing X, Y, and Z during this quarter. It's a quarterly newsletter, covers 3 months at a time. We have another example in there of like someone's doing a comprehensive plan, right? So we just put on this day, they're doing their comprehensive planning date. And it's just a way to increase engagement essentially. What we have found and what you guys know to be true is we do a lot of work behind the scenes, but if people don't know what the work is, they assume you're not doing any work. And so that's the purpose of this. So I'm sorry y'all don't have it in front of you, but if we want to table it because it's not until next quarter anyway, that's not a problem.
We talked about this and my only concern was I think it's a great idea, but I didn't want their time to be counted against our grant hours.
Yep, and that makes sense.
Because to me, that should be, I'll put that in there.
Okay.
But, we pay dues to South Central Planning, so as part of our dues, I feel that should be something that's captured under what we already paid.
Yep, she brought that up and and we said that's not a problem. We will not build to that for the newsletter.
Correct.
So,
All right, we'll put that on next.
perfect. Thank you, guys.
Is it? Cassie, you don't have anything?
I'll be back. I'm a few down.
Meeting on respond back from those agencies, for the recreational trails, those submittals.
For the solicitation of views, we did get the U.S. Fish and Wildlife back. We are still waiting for the State Historic and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, but they have confirmed they have received the letters and our emails. So we're just waiting on that. I'm hoping to have that within the next week, since they confirmed, I believe, last week, right, that they had got the letters.
Keep a light on it, folks.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next item, update on the Ag Center roof project.
Yes, just quickly, the contractor is moving forward. All of the truss work is up. He's currently doing structural bracing. Once that's complete, he'll start putting, we expect the decking and the final sheeting to start going on next week.
All right. Update on health unit repairs. Anybody has anything on that?
No, sir, I don't.
Nope. Next item, update on courthouse renovation project. Request authorization to approve the high score pending a cost analysis.
I put the sheets in front of y'all gentlemen. The scoring was completed for that renovation project, and the high score is Bell Butler Design. I'm asking y'all approval to accept that score, and then once we get y'all accepted, I have to ask them for a cost analysis. Evaluate their cost analysis. That's where we.
Motion to accept the high score.
Motion by Mr. Diaz to accept Bell Butler Design. Second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Update on Shell Beach Boat
And
Launch.
one more thing on the courthouse renovation.
Yes, sir.
The architect from Grace Abear contacted me about the package to go out for bid for the plumbing portion of the project. And we're working on getting the front end documents for those specs from him to go up. And he indicated that he believed we already gave authorization to go out to bid on that one. So just want to, update it. He said once he gets those front end documents back, he'll be ready to go out probably before our next meeting to start advertising. And then I did mention to him that we had some emergency work done, part of the sewer line, that's part of that scope. He said that he would rather handle that in the 30-day bid period. Just notifying the bidders that that section of the project was done, but he wants to review what was done to make sure that it doesn't impact the work of the contractor for the rest of the scope. So, do we know what plumber did that work? Who did that? Keith Lott?
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. Pat, can you see if you can pull just a, I don't know, work order invoice or something from Keith Lott so I can forward it to the architect so he can contact them to see what they did? 'Cause we don't have anybody
We
here
can
that
get
can tell
with
them. what was
Rieta
done.
on the invoice, see what's attached to that.
Okay.
And there should be that design plan as well. If you remember, there was something that Brian had handed out, and Pat can track that down as well.
All right, anything else?
And on that plan, just a certain section was changed out.
Correct.
That's right.
So it's not, exact plans that, Mr. Blankenship had proposed to us, only that certain section was changed out. So notify that.
All right, next item, update on Shell Beach Boat Launch Project.
No update.
No updates. Next item, request approval to select engineer for Grant Park, thus canceling existing contract and entering into a new contract that be funded through facility planning and authorized president to sign.
Okay, I put that on there, so originally, we had a contract with, Sawa Industry, and, we did part of it, we, only had $100,000. We bid it out, came back way over the price that we had, so we had to seek more funding. So George would come up with a new, thing since we got the new funding. George, what was, price be for engineering? He's gonna credit us the 10,000 that we already paid him.
30,000.
30,000.
Yeah.
The
So it'd be
new- the new
30.
fee is- The new fee is 30,000, yes.
So that brings our construction budget down to 370. Because
370.
the reason if we cancel this contract and issue a new contract, we can get the engineering paid for out of capital.
And what is I know the 300 is the line item appropriation. What's the other 100, the source of that 100?
From the Seiko.
Yeah, that came from the Senko, but that's my money to put a match, I had to put $100,000
Yeah,
match.
this is match.
That's currently in recreation.
Yeah.
Not district, just
Recreation
recreation
fund.
operation.
Motion on that.
Motion by Mr. Mathern.
Second. What else?
Second by Mr. Ponville.
What
By
upgrade we
Mr.
doing?
Diaz.
Okay, so we're doing the pavilion,
Before we go-
bedrooms, restrooms, concession stand, we're doing the baseball field, we're doing a sign, we're doing the parking lot.
And that also includes bringing utilities to the site.
Yes.
So something I'd like maybe for you to consider, Chris, is that 100,000, you're not limited. I mean, you're not bound on how you have to spend that part, right? That's part of your recreation allocation. I would suggest that you put some of that aside for a maintenance fund to keep the park up for the next 5 to 10 years.
Well, hopefully, when the bid come back, whatever it's come back as, whatever is left, we can try to save it.
Yeah, but if you set the budget at 370,
And all of you 100,000.
right, you're planning to use it all. So why don't you just set the budget for the park to be at 300 or 350 or whatever and save some of the money for future maintenance costs? I mean, you don't have a funding source for recreation in Ward 6, so how are you gonna fix it in the future whenever something breaks?
Let's go with the 350, we'll save 50 grand for. And Joe, just redo your numbers,
We'll readjust.
and then bring that back to us at the next meeting, and also at the next meeting, hopefully be ready to go out for bid.
So we're gonna table this
Well,
right now.
I can't move forward with design without a contract.
Okay, so give me the numbers on the 350. You know,
350 is gonna be 35,000, it's 10%.
okay, minus
So
the,
less the 10, it could be a $25,000.
it's 25,000.
Because the state holds you to a 10% on that.
Okay, can I get a motion to that effect?
You got one.
You got my Myron, second by Diaz.
Okay, all right,
All in favor?
all right.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next item. Request approval for Mr. Juan Atala to act as the interim responsible charge person for all DD projects. Parish manager is out.
Good afternoon, Cassie Parker again. So the person in responsible charge, this position is a requirement of Department of Transportation and Development. They require a full-time staff member of the parish or jurisdiction to serve in this capacity. They do not require for local projects for it to be an engineer. But what this person is the point of contact. So they're the point of contact that's gonna work with the Department of Transportation project manager. Hey. They're gonna work with the DOTD project manager, and they'll work within the parish to make sure that everyone who needs to be involved is involved, whether it be to review plans, perhaps that's your public works person. Financial, to work with the finance department, but they're the point of contact. They're not necessarily the ones that are saying, let's draw these, and, they're not creating the engineering plans or anything, like that. We do have multiple grants coordinators that serve in this capacity. We've also had public works folks, because many jurisdictions don't have, engineers on staff. So that is definitely not a requirement. Whomever is selected, if Mr. Blankenship is not back, DOTD would ask that that person attend what is called the local public agency core qualification training. It's a great training. I've attended multiple times. For this position, this course has to be taken every 5 years. For that LPA, I have already spoken with DOTD and they said, there's no need right this second, but if Mr. Blankenship isn't back by the spring course, they only hold 2 courses per year. Then they would ask that whoever is selected to attend that.
What's the timeline they're giving you?
Timeline for,
Well, I mean, Brian, what if he's out for 2 weeks for vacation? I mean, what's the timeline?
it could be sick. I've seen it, because they only hold 2 courses.
No, I understand, but for us to make this appointment, because, I mean, we make this appointment, and Mr. Wanya's not familiar with anything, and then he's back in 2 weeks. Then we
Then it
have to
reverts back
reverse
to him.
back.
This is a temporary.
Right, this is interim. This would be, and of course, I will still be there to assist Ms. Wong with, how that works. We just can't, South Central Planning nor any consultant, we cannot serve as that because we're not a full-time parish employee.
I understand.
But-
I just wondered if there was a timeline that triggered it. If a person is out X amount of time, then this.
There's no timeline that triggers it, but it helps the parish make sure that their project stays on track to put someone in the interim, whether it be the person's gonna be out 2 weeks, you don't know what's taking place in that 2 weeks with that project. So if something needs to happen, the best solution is to have someone sooner rather than later. It is an interim role. You can have multiple persons in responsible charge on staff too. So it's just to make sure that someone full-time with the parish is in connection with the person, the DOTD project manager for that project. And to make sure that coordination takes place with the persons within the parish.
We need this in place, that way an email isn't missed, because that's how they notify.
Correct.
And if they say you have 30 days to respond and the email's not checked, then we lose the project.
I get that. I just, just as I wouldn't be, we just don't, we're not familiar with any of it. So
That's
we're,
why that second person would be very helpful at this time.
And again, this is a person that will receive emails, so to speak, from the project manager. Her responsibility is not to stamp, it's her responsibility to say, these are the people in the parish that need to be involved in this decision. It's not necessarily her making the decisions. Of course, that still is gonna come to the police jury to make decisions and so forth. It's just that point of contact.
The
Yes.
Safe Routes to Public Places applications, we did the LATAP publication, Brian had to sign all of those.
Correct, correct. But it would just be that, and again, we can assist her, we just can't be the person on the paper.
All right,
Motion to approve, Mr. Warner. Gotta take that in there.
all right, motion by Mr. Diaz,
Second.
second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item, request approval of 8-foot hardship variance on the south side property line at 6874 Highway 1, Ward 7.
So residents reached out and requested a variance for his property. He's putting shop. Have the 2 letters, one from him and one from his neighbor, both signed. And then a map showing how it's gonna be. The neighbor agreed with it and willing to not build, 10, 16 feet of the property. I recommend we rent variance.
You asked for 8 foot.
Pretty unusual.
on the property line.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Blanchard,
Second.
second by Mr. Fonville. Due to hardship by Mr. Fonville, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
Motion
Mr. Chair,
adjourned.
Mr. Chair, I have.
Excuse me,
Oh, Brian,
I'm here. Sorry about that. I was watching on YouTube and I usually get on right after GIS and I think there's a little bit of a delay, but I'm here.
sit tight 1 minute, sit tight 1 minute. We got you.
A task order proposal, task order 5 proposal from GIS for the Himalaya Canal clearing and snagging for $32.50 to authorize the president to sign a task order. I did do a cost analysis and it is within the budget range.
What is this for? Was this the,
For Himalaya?
Himalaya Canal clearing and snagging.
it's for the Davis Bacon.
Davis
It's not for,
Bacon.
it's for
I'm
Davis
sorry,
Bacon
yeah.
Administration.
And what they charge?
$32.50.
We had to get a proposal for this one, and then we had to also get a proposal for Maori, because these are federal projects that we need to have that done, and, this is the one that we got for Himalaya, who we already under contract with. We're not addressing the Maori one because we not moving forward without that stuff.
So Kim, y'all don't need the Maury, Davis Bacon proposal?
Not at this time. They rejected those bids, so they're gonna have to cut and
Motion to, deviate?
Yeah, give me what deviate on it? Motion to deviate for funding of the Davis Bacon
Task
fee
order
for
5.
Himalaya.
Himalaya.
Himalaya
Clearing and
project.
snagging.
Which comes out of Go Mesa.
All right, motion by Mr. Diaz,
Second.
second by Ms. Palmville to deviate. And we entertain the motion, but it's $3,250,
$3,250.
$3,250 for the Davis Bacon
admin.
happening. All in favor?
Public comment.
I will. Any public comment on that fact, on that issue?
Kenny, you got a motion?
Motion by Mr. Diaz. No public comment. Second by
Jamie.
Jamie. All in favor? Opposed? That carries. All right, Brian, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So we're currently waiting on more product submittals from the contractor. They sent 3. We reviewed them. We sent them back. Waiting on a few more. Currently, the project's on schedule. Any work on site is anticipated to begin during mobilization in February. The first site is Grisapi Lane. We sent a letter Tuesday morning to provide additional information regarding amendment number 3. We met with Ebony and one of her associates with South Central Planning Tuesday afternoon to discuss any further information that'd be necessary regarding amendment number 3. We understand this is going to be discussed further in the next juror meeting. This morning, we were informed that the Davis-Bacon Act provisions currently within the front-end documents are outdated, as well as the inclusion of HUD funding requirements, which are not necessary. We were informed that the level of effort for the contractor to comply with these requirements is minimal, or should be minimal, and would expect the contractor to agree. The contractor is actually already performing their Davis-Bacon requirement tasks within the current provisions that apply, not the outdated ones that are in the front ends. The parish needs to remove the HUD language and replace the Davis-Bacon provisions with the updated provisions. And this was all sent to the parish attorney and Ebony this afternoon.
All right, so we have that on our next agenda.
Yes, sir.
Anything else? Questions?
I have nothing. If there's any questions, I'll take them.
No questions?
No, I'm always tough next.
We're good, Brian. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Motion adjourned?
Big Daddy, not Big Daddy, Jeff Knockett. I'd like to go back to number 10, Grant Park. Chris, you ever talk about making a district out of your ward? and then go off a district, if it passes, it passes, if it don't, make a district out of it.
Thought about it, talked about it,
You know, it ain't gonna hurt to try, you know, if it don't pass, it don't pass.
talked about it, but it just, millage would be so much for it, just generating the revenue. Because most people are homestead exempt.
Same problem we had at Bertrandville. See, that's why
Yeah.
he has a district in Bertrandville, it's not generating any money, that's awesome. Something just off.
How are we gonna keep up the maintenance?
It's not a whole lot of
You
maintenance.
see that, it costs Tailport a lot of money, to keep up our park. Costs a lot of money.
Well, I mean, you keep the grass up, you clean your building, that's probably all the maintenance you got. Not a whole lot, but I mean, right now, with Bertrandville, we keep the grass cut and try to keep the best we could. I mean, you gotta make the best we can with what we got.
You do it with volunteers?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
All right, okay.
Exactly.
Motion adjourned by Mr. Diaz. Second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
We'll call to order the regular meeting of Central Parish Police Jury for Wednesday, October 8th, 2025. Let the record reflect all members are present. We'll have a brief moment of silence for the Iberville Parish deputy that lost his life and the other that was injured. Thank you. God, who teaches us by sending the light of the Holy Spirit into our hearts, grant that by the light of that Spirit, right judgment may be ours, and that we may ever find joy in His guidance. Amen.
Recite the pledge, please.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Are there any corrections to the minutes, September 24th, 2025, that was sent to you?
Motion accepted.
All right, hearing no corrections, have a motion by Mr. Nakane to accept the minutes. Second by Mr. Mathern. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, public comment period. I understand we may have some that want to give a public comment for an item on the agenda. Just like to remind everyone for the public comment, you're limited to 2 minutes, and the public comment period is your comments only. There's no discussion with the juror. We'll have a back and forth discussion with the representative under those agenda items. So at this time, we'll take public comment, and as you come up, please give your name and address for the record. Any public comment for an item on the agenda? Second call,
This is y'all time.
last call. Let the record reflect no public comment. Drainage Committee report, Chairman Ponville.
Yes, sir. The Drainage Committee meeting was held this afternoon at 4 o'clock. All members were present. Had an update on all drainage projects. Had an update on the Himalaya Canal, Rate project. Had an update on the Andrews Street platform. So Pat is gonna get a couple guys to go and take care of that for Zapata Road. We approved to transfer $8,000 from the materials to the labor on project 9297-8. We approved for the president to sign CA between the Assumption Parish Police Bureau, Mr. Lovell Gallard, and Mr. Marty Landry. Had one deviation for the president to sign CAs for drainage projects. I present this all in form of a motion, sir.
Hey, Jamie, you missed the motions under Mari, the 3 items we approved.
Number 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. We approved for GIS to do a H&H study. And what other one, Kim?
We rejected the bids for the Mari
Rejected the
construction
bids.
project
I'm sorry, yep.
and the execution of the task order with GIS for the H&H study.
I present that all in form of a motion.
Motion by Mr. Ponville. Second by Mr. Bro. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Personnel Committee report, Chairman Diaz.
Personnel Committee met at 4/21. Item 1, we approved the 7 weeks leave of FMLA leave for equipment operators to read drainage project estimator. We discussed the filling of the position in the OSEF 911 department. We scheduled a meeting for Tuesday, 6 o'clock, to discuss the intake worker and restructuring of upstairs department. We approved the end of probationary period for general maintenance worker effective September 29th, 2025. We approved the end probationary period for general maintenance worker effective October 3rd, 2025. Item 6 and 7 was discussed with no action. I present this in the form of a motion.
Motion by Mr. Diaz.
Second.
Second by Mr. Nakane. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Need to 6 and 7. Mr. President.
Motion carried. Finance Committee report. Finance Committee met at 4:34 today. All members were present. We approved the list of bills submitted through October 2nd, 2025.
Motion to accept your.
We had
That deviation.
We had one deviation to authorize the president to sign the civil rights agreement for section 8. Those are the 2 items we had.
Motion to accept.
Motion to accept report by Mr. Alcorn.
Second.
second by Mr. Pondville. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Road and Bridge Committee report, Chairman Alcorn.
Road and Bridge Committee met this afternoon. All members were present. 2 items on the agenda. We received an update on our road overlay program, and we approved to send a letter to DOTD to paint the handrails on the bridge over Bayou Lafourche and Laverdale Ward 4, bridge number 1212. I present you those 2 items in the form of a motion.
1247.
1247? Thank you.
Yeah.
1247.
Second that motion.
Motion by Mr. Alcorn, second by Mr. Carter. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Engineering Grants Committee report, Chairman Nakam.
Yes, Mr. President, all members were present. First item was we had an update from GIS Engineering concerning Jordan Moore Street Drainage Project. We request approval to cancel the original task order with GIS and have everything rolled under the new contract for the full services. That update,
No, we actually, tabled that.
we end up tabling that.
Yep, we tabled it,
We table that to the next meeting. All right.
but we did approve a new task order.
We did approve a new task order. And update on Bertrandville Drainage Project, Bell Rose Lane Drainage Project, no activity on Flotville, the Lavendale Drainage Project. We had update from the planners assigned group. Actually, we did not, there wasn't here. We had a update from Infinity Engineering, the Parish-wide sewer plant improvement project. An update from Special Programs Director Grants Coordinator. We went out for a gap extension and also request approval to apply for 5 Keep Louisiana Beautiful trash receptacles for Grant Park, 5 of them. Then an update from Sussex Planning Development Commission. Request approval to adopt a resolution for Barry Parish to seek an additional round of funding for the sewer program to assist the Sussex Parish residents with their sewer system repair and replacements. Request approval to adopt a resolution to enable Sussex Planning to pursue and develop applications for the Delta Regional Authority funding 45-26. We discussed and finalized capital outlay submissions, and we will have all that in the form of a resolution for next meeting. No, we did add Latterfield drainage project. We'll ask for $3 million for that one, with some other projects also. Request approval of Ms. Ebony Bailey to work with the grants coordinator to add social police jury activities and promotion of context to the newsletter and platform related to community economic development, that not to be charged against the grants contract allocation. We had updated on the Ag Center roof project. We had updated on the health unit, no action on that one. We had an update on the courthouse innovation project, and engineering firm selected for architecture design was Bell Butler Design. We approved that. Update on Shell Beach Boat Launch Project. Request approval to select engineer Grant Park, this canceling existing contract and entering a new contract to be funded through facility planning, authorized the president to sign. We also requested for approval from Ms. Tanya Tyler to serve interim responsible charge person for all DOT projects while the parish manager is out. We did approve a 8-foot hardship variance on the south side property line at 6874 Highway 1. And we have 1 deviation to, for Himalaya. They was making act, cost of that was $3,250.
Before you put that to a motion, I just got notification that Veterans Park did submit a capital outlay request for the pavilion, and they were awarded.
Okay. Perfect. All in form of motion, Mr. President.
Motion by Mr. Nakam, second by Mr. Patero. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next item is introduction from Public Service Commissioner Kuzan's office.
Mary Bailey.
Good afternoon, council members. My name is Grayson Walsh, and this is my coworker, Mary Elizabeth Boyer. We're with Commissioner Jean-Paul Cousson's office. He's the District 2 representative at the Louisiana Public Service Commission. Public Service Commission is responsible for regulating the rates and services for utilities across the state. Those include electricity, water, water, wastewater, and natural gas. We're y'all's direct advocate when it comes to utility issues. So if somebody's having trouble with a bill, if it's, they're getting double billed, or if they just have questions of how to read and understand their bill. If your neighborhood's having constant outages, regular service outages in other buildings, or needs clarification on their rights as a customer, please reach out to our office. We have two wonderful consumer affair agents who have been there almost as long as I've been alive, so they know this inside and out and will be more than happy to help.
Thank you all for giving us the opportunity to talk to y'all today. I'm here to introduce the Public Entities Energy Efficiency Grant Program, which is designed to help local governments like yours reduce costs, upgrade outdated equipment, and reinvest savings back into your community. This program provides grant funding for energy savings projects such as lighting upgrades, HVAC replacements, and building controls at no cost to your parish. All awarded projects are funded through ratepayer efficiency programs approved by the commission and implemented in partnership with your local utility providers. Our goal is simple: to help public entities lower operation expenses, improve building performance, and lead an example in energy conservation. We've already seen tremendous success across the district with schools, municipal buildings, and recreation centers realizing measurable savings and improved comfort for their staff and residents. I'd be happy to walk with you through the application process, eligible project types, and available technical assistance. We want to ensure that Assumption Parish can take full advantage of this opportunity and can continue setting the standard for responsible, forward-thinking public leadership. Before I close, I provided each of you with a one-pager handout that includes all the key details, eligibility, funding structure, contact information, and next steps in participation. Take a moment to look over it. Don't hesitate to reach out. And if you have any questions or would like to discuss potential project details, we are happy to help. Does anybody have any questions?
I do. We're in the process of trying to change the address system in the parish. Laverdeville, the Thibodeau address comes to the Laverdeville Bridge. I don't know if you're too familiar with it. All of Bayou Lewis is St. Mary Parish, and Donaldsonville comes to the Bell Road Bridge. And we have 8 parishes touching us, and they kind of all milking off of us. And this is going on through possible sales tax and other issues. And I'm wondering if y'all would take that under y'all umbrella and try to help us, because I've called Washington, and Washington said they can't help, but it's a local problem. So I would like just direction or connections with something to try to make this change. You understand?
I have not dealt with that personally yet through the program, but it is something that I can look into and ask for you.
Appreciate it. Maybe we can get a meeting together with all of the postal services from outside the parish that's here, and then with you all, and maybe we can get something moving forward.
Absolutely. My email's on that page. If you shoot me an email tomorrow, I will look into it.
Okay, and I'll give you my phone number and all for the email.
Okay.
I have a question about the energy efficiency program. So is there a particular allocation for each parish, or is this open
No,
application?
it is one big pot for our district. So there is an application process, of which all the applications go to a hired engineer by our district, who then will score the projects, and based off the scoring is whether or not the project will get funded. Currently, what we try to do is we try to pick a few projects from each parish that submits, just to kind of spread the wealth across the district. But it ends up dependent on how expensive the project is and what the savings are. But we have some contractors that, if you'd like, I can put you in touch with, who can come and explain the saving side of it a little bit more and actually help you with the complete the application and submit it to us.
And is there a match for this program, or is it 100% funded?
100% funded. If the only instance of which it would not be 100% funded is if for some reason the contractor is in the middle of your project and you'd like to change something and it increases the value of it that is not described on your award letter. So if you were awarded $100,000 at the beginning of the project, you can only get that $100,000 for it.
No change orders.
No change.
Is there a timeline to submit your application when it opens, close, et cetera?
Yes, so we try to close it, end of January, so that a way, if you have any, a lot of times we've been doing a lot of schools lately, and so since the kids are out in the summer, a lot of the contractors like to go in during the summer to get the projects done, but January 31st is our deadline for 2026.
And when it opens back up?
You can submit applications to me throughout the entire year, and I set them aside in a separate folder. At the end of January, beginning of February is when we send all the applications to our engineer at once.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
No, thanks for coming.
All right, y'all have a
Thank
good
y'all.
one.
Yeah. Good to see you.
Next item is request approval for nonprofit rate at the community center for the Feast on the Bayou for St. Anne Catholic Church.
No,
We could do
Oh,
I'll make a motion, just make sure pending we get the 5013C documentation.
it. Kimberly, did you email it?
I've been talking with Sam about it. He's trying to get something a little bit more specific, so that's why I'd like
I'll
it.
second
It's
that
gonna be
motion.
approved as pending.
I actually probably have a document that it covers all of the diocese of Baton Rouge.
Well, that's what I
That's
asked
what
him,
they
if he
paid
had
for.
something restricted to the diocese. What he sent me was something in New York. And I was like, there's gotta be something more restrictive to here, even if it's the diocese, you know?
Yeah, we need something to diocese.
Yeah.
Motion pending 5013C documentation.
See-through.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I think it's a nonprofit under a different section in 501c3.
Because of church.
Yes,
Yeah, because it's they don't have their own individual
But it's
number,
still
they
a-
fall under a group number.
it's still a nonprofit rate,
Just
but
send me
it's,
what you have.
it's just a different code in the IRS.
Okay.
All right, motion by Mr. Nakam.
Second.
Second by Mr. Diaz to approve pending, receipt of proof of nonprofit status. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Discuss ditches being dug on Gold Street, trash cleanup and grass cutting at Railroad in Ward 5. Mr. Patrick Morris.
Patrick Morris, 137 Gold Street. We have a problem on Gold Street that I talked to my representative, maybe 3 years ago. To get the dishes dug. And keep going on and saying that the drainage truck broke, or they gonna get it, never happened. So now I'm here asking the jury to help me out with this, cause I don't know where to go. Our ditches, we don't have no more ditches.
Well, the majority of them are closed in. Covered.
The majority are closed in, those that not closed in, but they
It's on the
closed
list.
in too. Because you haven't dug it like I asked you to. 4 years ago, they were digging ditches. Over there on Gold Street. I felt good about it, but they was in the field, the can field digging. Police jury truckers in the can field digging ditches. And we can't get our ditch dug in the community. That's one problem. Second problem is the railroad. You give the lease up to Ron. Okay,
Parish never had the lease.
y'all never had the lease?
Nope.
Okay, so I live in Ward 5. We need the grass cut where the railroad is. And we've been doing it for 6 years, cutting our own grass. When people don't have no house at, the grass is high. And I have brought that to your attention. Third, the trash. Trash been there for 2 or 3 months now. Haven't been picked up. The track
April
truck coming.
10th.
The track
Did
truck
not put a
coming down
dumpster
there.
back there for y'all at the end? The
Excuse me.
trash pile?
No, not that thing on Lincoln Street.
And that's 2 illegal dump piles there with contractors cutting down trees. So our trash company is not gonna pick that up.
Okay, so what do we do from here then? If you have a vacant lot that not cut, what you do?
The citizen has to report it. I can't report the grass cut.
Well, I'm reporting this right now.
You
with
have
the
to go
trash.
through the system.
I'm saying, if we had a vacant house and the grass growing up there, what do y'all do? What is y'all procedure?
To get the grass cut.
We have a
That-
grass
there's a
cutting
process that
complaint
you have to follow.
process. So there's a form that you would need to fill out regarding that property.
Okay, I'm just using that as an example. So what I do for the trash that is illegal, is pile up there, what I do for
They
that?
file the same complaint. There's a different form for
And
that.
then, okay, that answer my question. But this other stuff on them, that I'm talking about? What we do about get the dishes dead?
It's on the list.
Okay, you've been telling me that for
No,
3
we
years.
all got some
Looking at the
on
man right
the
here.
list. We all got some on the list.
We all got.
We all got dishes on the list. 2, 3 years, they got dishes on the list. You're not by yourself.
2 or 3 years, you got dishes that not being dug out. But we have
Yeah,
a
we
problem.
got, we deploy, we shorthanded. It's coming, it's just not there yet.
Y'all serious? Yo, 3 years I got to wait to get a dish. I've been home 6 years and that dish, them dishes never been drug out. And they say, there ain't no dishes there. Cause they done cover it up with dirt. Dirt done cover it up. When it rain, it never flooded down Gold Street. Now it flooding. Cause the water got nowhere to go.
And the 2 times you called me, the water was across the road at my house on Highway 401.
I'm not.
Yeah, remember
worried.
those?
I'm not concerned about your house. I'm
That's
concerned.
how much rain we had. That's how much rain we had though.
Yeah, but we just want things to happen.
Pat, take a look at it, Pat. It don't take 3 years to get dishes done. I mean, I put dishes on the list. It don't take that long to get them done. Take a look at it,
I
Pat.
know
I
that,
got
but-
some that's been longer than 3 years.
Pat, take a look at it and see what y'all can do about it.
All right, no problem.
So these ditches that you're talking about been covered up. They have culverts under the
Some of them
ditch.
have culverts in them.
Some of them have cold and some of them don't.
Some of them don't.
Majority of them are culverts.
Yeah, about 85% is cold, but the ones that don't have cold, that's where the water cannot flow and it's backing up. We know it flood down Gold Street. When Marty was police chair. Had to throw that out there.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mr.
sir.
Moore. All right, next item is discuss Vanguard Renewables Project, Ms. Robin Blanchard.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Thank you for allowing us an opportunity to come in and talk about the Vanguard Renewables Project. I'm gonna read a lot because I've got a lot of information. So, and then we can kind of go from there. So on behalf of the concerned residents of Assumption Parish, thank you for allowing us the opportunity to speak tonight. We come before you not in anger, but out of genuine concern for the health, safety, and future of our community. Vanguard Renewables has proposed building an anaerobic biodigester facility along Highway 70, which is going to be less than a mile from Bruley Moran Road, Home Run Road, and Sweet Haven Drive, as well as many other residential areas that are along Highway 70. This project places a heavy industrial operation directly next to our neighborhoods, not far from our schools and our families. And while Vanguard calls this a renewable energy project, we need to look beyond the marketing language and examine the real world risk this facility could possibly bring to our parish. It's also important to note that this would be Vanguard Renewables' first co-biodigester facility in the entire state of Louisiana. Our state has little to no regulatory or operational experience overseeing this kind of industrial system. In other states, such as Massachusetts and Vermont, regulators have developed years of oversight procedures because of repeated odor, spill, and emission issues. Here in Louisiana, those protections and enforcement structures simply aren't in place yet. That means Assumption Parish would in effect be a test site, an experiment for Vanguard Renewables. Our residents should not be the first community in the state to bear the burden of proving whether this is going to work safely or not. What is equally concerning and frankly disappointing for me is the lack of notification and transparency that was provided to the people who live closest to this proposed site. Many residents only learned about this project through word of mouth or social media, myself. Not through any formal notice or outreach from Vanguard Renewables or parish officials. Yes, I do understand that Vanguard Renewables possibly knocked on a couple doors to have some very small community meetings, but there weren't many. And I live on Sweet Haven and I was not a part of that. I never heard about it. A project of this magnitude should have begun with open communication and full disclosure, not silence and surprise. Our community deserves the respect of being informed and included from the very start, not left to discover industrial development plans after decisions are already underway. Across the country, communities that have welcomed biodigesters have faced problems that no public relations brochure can hide. The Environmental Protection Agency has reported that methane leakage rates from anaerobic digesters can range between 2 and 10%. Methane is not only a potent greenhouse gas, it's highly flammable. And leakage near residential areas can introduce serious and catastrophic chemical explosions. Even more alarming are the dangers of hydrogen sulfide, a toxic gas that biodigesters naturally emit. According to the Agency of Toxic Substances and Disease Registry, even low-level, long-term exposure can cause headaches, nausea, respiratory irritation, and neurological symptoms, particularly in children and older adults. Just this August, I don't know if you heard about this, but there were 6 workers in Colorado that lost their lives in an accident at a dairy biodigester due to hydrogen sulfide exposure. Just in August, at the end of August, this happened. According to, and this is according to OSHA and several national news outlets. It's all over the news. There was a piece that was put out on it, and this is a copy, which I put in there for y'all to have, of the biodigester in Colorado. It's a highly flammable, and it was a highly flammable leakage, and it could also cause more problems for us. We've been told by some jurors that this project poses minimal or no threat to public safety, and that 2 new fire hydrants will be enough to protect our community. But we have to ask, is that truly enough preparation for our facility, that processes and stores combustible methane gas right down the road from our homes? Our volunteer firefighters are dedicated and brave, and I commend them and I love them for everything that they do. But they should not be asked to handle an industrial scale biohazard without full training, proper equipment, and emergency protocols paid for by the company that's proposing this risk. We're also concerned about what happens to our quality of life. Vanguard's own facilities in Massachusetts, Vermont, and Georgia have faced repeated complaints from nearby residents over foul odors, truck traffic, and constant noise. We have enough traffic on Highway 70 right now. This right here is just going to be unbearable for people who live near it. Even when companies promise state-of-the-art odor control, communities often learn the hard way. It's already been built. Guess what? You're downwind of it. What are we going to do now? It's there. And then there's our property values. Independent studies published in the Journal of Real Estate Research and the Journal of Environmental Economics and Policy show that homes located near industrial waste or biogas facilities lose between 5 and 15% of their value. For most families, their home is their single largest investment. In Assumption Parish, I would say that's my life savings right there. That's everything to me, my home. We should not be forced to sacrifice that value for the benefit of an outside corporation whose profits won't even stay in our parish. Vanguard's track record in other states should also give us pause. In Massachusetts, they were fined by the Department of Environmental Protection in 2020 for odor and spill violations. In other communities from Lind, Wisconsin to Wilkes County, Georgia, residents have successfully fought to stop similar projects after seeing the same risk we're now facing here in Assumption Parish. We reviewed the Vanguard FAQ sheet that was given to us. A local resident asked some questions of them and they sent it back down. Probably their PR people put the same old answers that they probably put on hundreds of these that they're sending out across the United States right now. And the answers that they gave were vague at best, misleading at worst. They claim the project will create high-paying jobs and increase tax revenue. But their own representatives at one of the community meetings stated that they will have 4 to 8 permanent jobs, $67,000 a year average. And no one has shown us how much of that tax revenue would actually reach Assumption Parish. They say their digesters improve air quality by diverting organic waste from landfills. We don't have a wet landfill in Assumption Parish. They have one in Ascension Parish. That is no benefit as far as Assumption Parish is concerned of worrying about that. We have submitted dozens of questions to you in your packet. I don't expect you to answer all of them tonight because they are pretty deep. And they're questions that you're gonna have to ask the Vanguard. But we do expect them to be answered. We want them to be honest, public, and specifically for our parish, not Massachusetts or Vermont. Those questions cover water safety, truck traffic, odor management, emergency response, liability, and long-term closure bonding. These aren't minor details. They're the foundation of whether a project like this could ever be safe. There are also several other questions that our police jury and every resident here deserve answers to. What happens to the trash left over after the separation process? So all of this material is going to come in. It's going to be, whether it's strawberries or cookie dough like they had from a story that they told, and it's coming in big containers. It's coming in plastic. We all know the stories about plastic. It's going to leach into the water system. It's going to get there. Well, what's going to happen to it? Does that mean in addition to all of the trucks that's going to be coming to bring the manure and to bring the old food, we're going to have garbage trucks there as well? How many of those are going to go there? In addition to that, y'all all know we have a huge garbage litter problem in this parish. You know, I like to try and be involved with our Make Assumption Beautiful. I'm very vocal, and a lot of our people here tonight that live along Bruley Moran Road know that we have lots of people just dump trash. In fact, if you happen to go on Highway 70 right now, right across from where the Belsod place is at, the potential project site, there are mattresses. Somebody just threw them on the side of the road. They've been there for a week now. You know, we've got a problem with trash over here. So who's gonna take up the project and the responsibility of saying, oh, all of these garbage trucks that's gonna be coming out of this place and they can have all this plastic? We're gonna look like Avondale. I don't know. I mean, I haven't passed there in a while, but I can tell you, I used to hate passing through Avondale smell because of the landfill, of course, but there was always trash alongside the road. Is that what our area is gonna look like? So the other question is our water. So we are at the end of Assumption Parish where we live. And if there's a problem, and this has nothing to do with you necessarily, but it does because of the plant or the proposed plant. When there's an issue at the water company right now, we will usually have nasty water because we're at the end of it. In fact, not only that, but we also know that it's dangerous when something is going on, that there's low pressure, because we're at the end as far as fire hydrants are concerned, and we're not going to have enough water if something would happen. They always have told us, it's like, thank goodness you got that big old pond. Thanks, Ken, for the pond, you know, because that's where the water would have to come from if something happened, because we wouldn't have enough water pressure if something was going on. So do you know how much water they're gonna need at this facility? Probably not, no, okay, so that's a question that needs to be asked. What's gonna happen when this thing is fully running and functional? What's gonna happen to the entire parish's water system with this plant? Finally, excuse me, finally, why consider building on lands that flood with every rainfall? The proposed construction site is in an area that quickly fills during storms. The land directly behind it is classified as wetland, and it's a wetland for a reason. Building an industrial facility, they are risk of worsening drainage, flooding nearby homes, and damaging natural habitats that help protect our area from storm impacts, hurricanes. What's gonna happen when they have a big pond of sludge and everything starts getting flooded? Who's gonna get it? The residents? Or is it actually gonna go into, leach into some of the tributaries that feed into Bayou Lafourche and supply all the water down from Napoleonville all the way down Thibodeau, Graceland, Lockport, all of those areas? What's gonna happen? Who's gonna test that? If the police jury or state regulators even consider this project, we respectfully request that a full independent environmental impact assessment be required first. One that evaluates the air, the water, and odor impacts with third-party verification. Real-time hydrogen sulfide and methane monitoring should be installed with data made publicly available, because they do have a record of that over within a year. They had violations of the H2S going over the 200 parts per million quite a few times. And I have that in your materials. No construction should begin, let me go back. Real-time hydrogen sulfide and methane monitoring should be installed with data made publicly available. No construction should begin until a legally binding community benefit agreement is in place. One that funds emergency training, road maintenance, and environmental oversight. Right now, we don't even have clear information about the fiscal impact of this project. How much property tax will it actually bring in? Would Vanguard apply for tax exemptions that possibly cancel those gains? How much would it cost the parish in road repairs or emergency response support? Without real answers, this project is not a benefit, it's a burden. At its heart, this is about protecting the character and safety of Assumption Parish, a place defined by its people, its peace, and its pride. Industrial waste digesters belong in industrial zones, not in the middle of our neighborhoods. We're not against progress or renewable energy at all. But true progress should never come at the expense of residents' health, safety, and quality of life. We ask you tonight to stand with us, to stand with your community, with the families that this will affect along Bruley Moran Road, Home Run Road, Bell Rose, Ideal Street, Rue de Beauville, Plottenville, on, and deny any permitting or licensing requests from Vanguard Renewables for this facility. And I really, in closing with that, I think I speak for everyone here, is the most important thing is for everyone to be transparent with us and to be upfront and to at least, I would love to see that we have a public meeting and an opportunity for this parish to get involved with this. This is not about just a couple of people who live on Sweet Haven Drive. This is gonna affect all of us. What And there are a lot of what ifs, and I've spoken to a couple of you here, and you know, what ifs can be the real thing. With the amount of traffic on that road, there's school buses that pass on that road. We're always passing on that road. I've got a daycare in Pinkerville. It's really not that far from there. You know, something big happens. We can't say, oh, well, that wasn't supposed to happen. Vanguard Renewables said, no, that doesn't necessarily happen at our facilities. We can't afford that. And there's lots of other places. Why less than a quarter mile from our homes? With all the land that could possibly be, why right there? Why right there? And those are the answers that I want answered. And I feel like it is your duty as representatives of us to come up with these answers and to present them to us clearly and allow us to ask further questions before you decide whether it's going to be, oh, so I've heard just today I was getting bombarded with that, well, DEQ actually has a permit. Well, we're checking into that right now, and that's not there right now. I don't know if it's in the middle of something that they have applied for permitting, and that once that happens, well, you're just going to approve the occupational license on that. Well, I call, that's not cool. All right. I mean, you do have the power to deny it. You do have the ability to make this hard. And you also have the ability, or you have the responsibility to look into this. This is not just a matter of going to one of their most pristine farms in Massachusetts and seeing what they, of course, they're going to bring you to the best of the best. Of course, they're going to do that. Who wouldn't? You know, I'm gonna go back to my daycare. I mean, you think if I have people coming in from wherever that's wanting to look at this, my place is gonna look the best that it could possibly. It's not gonna be with kids running all over and they got toys scattered and this and that. You know, the reality is, yeah, it looks crazy most of the days, you know, but it's gonna look beautiful at that time. But they're gonna bring you to the best. You have to ask the questions. You've got to speak to people in communities that have denied these facilities. You've got to, and it's not hard to find. I promise you, I'm not a genius or like some good PR person. It just wasn't hard to find. I found out about this project last week. I never heard a word about this before. Never heard about it. And I found out about it because of Facebook. That's terrible. That I have to find out about something on Facebook. And when I'm asking about it, come to find out, it's already been going on for 2 months. This discussion has been going on since July. And y'all went up there, and we had a person that was across the road from us that went, and my question is, well, why weren't we all asked who we want as a representative to go and visit a site? Y'all decided who you were gonna have as a representative, but that wasn't a true representative for us. Or any other people in the community, perhaps. I'm not talking about just Home Run Road and Bruley Moran and Sweet Haven. I've been talking to a lot of people over the last week and a half. And everybody has the same feeling. I didn't know anything about it. What meeting? Oh, they've had meetings? Where were those meetings? Well, who's doing this? How's that coming about? Oh, well, when did they go? Well, when did they find out? But no hard questions were asked because you didn't know. All right. So if you don't know, how do you know to ask it? You need to do the research on it. We can't just like be so vulnerable as to say, oh, look at this really nice facility. Yep, let's go ahead and pull it in here without asking harder questions. And that's my disappointment. And that's why I feel like, I don't know, nervous, I guess, about this whole thing, that this could have just gone under the radar and nobody would ever known about it if not for a post on Facebook. And that's just not how we do things in this parish. And that's all I have to say. If you have questions of me, I don't know that I can answer them, because I've had to do a real long, very long hour, hard and dirty look at this company to see what they're all about, and I don't like what I see. Question?
I guess the only thing that I want to make sure that you and everyone else, understands is that the process in which Vanguard wanted to approach the company, I mean, well, let me back up. Whenever they first approached the jury, the first thing that we told them was that they had to have a town hall meeting. Similar to what was done whenever that landfill was proposed in the nineties in that area. All right? And that was our request of them, right? Whenever this meeting was held just 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, that was part of how they're engaging the public and wanting to, find out from the public. But I want to let you know that that is not the end of it. It's in the middle of the process. And, I have a feeling, just like we all know, the reason why they're doing the small groups was to try to keep it quiet.
Yeah.
But the jury had outstanding questions to them that they have not answered to us yet.
Okay.
So the jury is not in a position to approve or deny at all right now, because our questions still have not been answered. And we've asked some of the same questions that you've asked. Some of these questions we've already asked and they answered them for us. But I just think that we're not to a point to say that, we just deny it for purposes of denying it. All right, I understand you bring a lot of good information to us, a lot of things for us to consider. Some things that maybe we didn't consider whenever we asked them questions. There were questions that we asked them that you didn't, raise here. I guess and maybe some of the other Joe Roars have comments about it, but, I think they still have more to prove to us for the public benefit of this project in our area. And until they can prove to us that all the negatives that you mentioned are outweighed because of something positive that it brings, until then, we can't make a decision. Now, personally, I feel that whenever a company approaches the jury, we shouldn't slam the door right away on them, because we do want improvements in our parish. But we have to understand what those improvements are, and that's the process that we're going through right now. And I understand it may not happen fast. We didn't put out a public statement from the jury saying that this place is looking to come here. But we have discussed it at our public meetings here, openly. They presented to us early on. So I wouldn't say that we haven't been transparent. Anyone that's asked us anything about it, we've been open to talk about it. At least I have. So I don't want us to be viewed as we're trying to hide something or something like that, because if someone asks us a question, we'll answer it. I had several phone calls in the last week, several text messages. I've answered all of them.
So can I ask, when is the last time that you have spoken with a representative of Vanguard Renewables?
At Brandon's house, whenever they came meet with us. That was the last time I spoke to them. No, this was early October. I'm sorry, late September, about 3 weeks ago.
September 9th. Was the question ever asked to Vanguard Renewables? They said they were gonna have a town hall meeting, why that didn't happen?
They said they weren't ready to have it yet.
So according to, and I might be mistaken on this, aren't they wanting to get this moving? According to I think I looked at one of the last police jury meetings, recordings, and they're proposing that this will be done, if everything would go through by summer next year kind of thing or something?
That's not true.
22?
They asked the jury to submit a letter to them saying that there was no restrictions in our ordinances for this type of project. And the jury submitted to them a request of the public benefits, what would be given to the parish in exchange for this. And that's what started that conversation about the questions that have not been answered to us. So until we get those answers, the jury has not and will not take action.
Do we have, I haven't had the opportunity to look this up yet, but do we not have ordinances concerning heavy industrial businesses moving into areas, especially near residential areas?
Yeah, this parish never has had any zoning for anything, so there is no zoning related to that, no.
Maybe we should, you know? I mean, we probably should then, because, I mean,
But just to give you.
who's gonna make the decision, I guess, then as to whether this is gonna go forward or not? Are you gonna take something from DEQ, from Louisiana DEQ and say, oh yeah, I'm gonna leave everything they're gonna say, so we're gonna go forward? And then you're gonna have a meeting to let us know what's going on with this? How would you envision this process going from this point on?
I can tell you my position, but each other Joe Roy may be able to say,
I'm hoping that DEQ holds some public hearings, which they should.
Mhm.
They must be a request by our parts. Yeah, they got to hear from you. They follow me? They
You
just-
know about Vanguard doing that?
No, I'm talking about DEQ before they issue a permit.
Oh.
DEQ need to have
Mhm.
public meeting, public hearing.
Well,
Get
they
the
will
public
have to
input.
have a legal notice published somewhere
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
When they're going to, and they should be, public meetings, so I'll be watchful for any legal notices that are coming out, asking for opposition or, questions, comments about this type of thing that's gonna be right there. But, so are you are we just like in a holding pattern right now of waiting? For what? Are we waiting for a permit from DEQ before moving forward? Is Vanguard like not trying to move forward with, I mean, I'm just curious as to how long it's gonna take and what's going on, and like, how do we know if something's gonna happen? One way or the other.
I can tell you something, Rob, to y'all right now, with the Hyundai place coming to our neighbors' parishes, I want our parish to grow, and if this could stop our parish from growing different, I'm against it. But I want our parish to grow, and we gotta see what Hyundai could bring to the table for our parish, if it's next door to us. So we gotta see what's.
And I
going
want our
on.
parish to grow as well. As a local business owner here in this parish, I promise you, I've spoken with, Mr. Blanchard already about opportunities in this parish. Just last year, we were talking about that, and my vision because we're a pass-through community. That's what we are. People pass, they live here, but they pass through to go to work somewhere else. Of course, we want our parish to thrive. But my fear is that we're gonna do it just for the sake of having something here. And that is actually gonna run people away.
If it's not a benefit to this parish, we don't need it.
But what is the definition of benefit?
It's gonna have to be something damn good, damn good.
But benefit, can you be more specific to me of more than damn good, more than benefit? What does that mean? Money?
Before we go further down this path, legally speaking, we don't have any more information than what we've presented tonight.
Right.
So what I would like to do is just put a pin in this conversation. We have no formal proposal from Vanguard Renewables. So as far as considering anything as a public body, fact finding, just like what you're doing here this evening is what this body is doing now. There is no decision that has been presented to us that is on the front burner at this time. What I would recommend for this body is to state, we're gonna take the public's concerns, we're gonna turn them over to Vanguard, and we expect everything to be answered to the T. That will be presented back to the community, and then we can continue this dialogue. I don't want the jury to get into a position of answering questions that they're just giving hypotheticals on. That puts us in a legal position that I'm not really too comfortable
That's
with.
okay,
So
I
I would
understand that.
appreciate that if
Thank
we're
you.
able to kind of just
That's not a
dwindle
problem.
it down, we'll get answers to your
Yeah.
questions, and then we'll proceed.
Okay,
accordingly.
that's fine.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you
I
very much.
appreciate it.
Before we get off of this topic though, what I would like to know, because you had asked what makes our decision, what makes my decision, and I've been open to Vanguard about this, I've been open with you guys. If the residents that I represent don't want it, I'm not gonna support it. And they understand that. I'd like to know from the residents here, just by show of hands, who's against it and who's undecided? So we haven't, so against it?
Yes.
Right. Anybody undecided or for it?
I'm just gonna say, I'm on the side, I'm not with this group, I just wanna.
Okay.
And that's fair. Mhm.
Thank you.
backyard.
Thank you. All right,
Thank
thank
you.
y'all so much.
Thank you.
I
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Rob.
Yeah, I know I'm supposed to make it to the podium, but I'm gonna just throw this out there for everyone to consider. I was here in the late nineties, Charles Brown was here when they drafted landfill ordinances. That might review the landfill ordinances, see if it pertains to this situation in any way. I keep saying there's no leg for y'all to stand on, but there might be something in there that y'all could consider using or information leading up to this.
Right, we
I mean, to
actually.
me, it's not a landfill, you are receiving waste from other parishes, other objects. So maybe there is something in that ordinance. Just for y'all information, if y'all.
Right, and
I didn't wanna come here and say anything, I was just gonna let her know. But that may be something y'all can consider.
Can't hear you in the back.
I'm Tracy Thibodeau, I live in Beauville area, and I do work in the industry, just to let y'all know. There's always a possibility of them trying to backdoor an landfill. Their waste that they get rid of, is gonna be plastics and all the other particles. They're looking at digesting food products and liquids. What are they gonna do with their waste? There's an average 8-year turnaround for them to get their money back. The process, all their equipment and all that maintenance that goes into this type of stuff is very corrosive. The life of equipment is usually 12 to 15 years. What is the parish gonna do when they decide to leave?
And just one more thing that I'll, let everyone know. So there was a mention about a full independent environmental impact study. I did speak with our OEP director and we did get an estimate from an environmental firm here in Louisiana to, twofold, review our ordinance as it applies to this type of facility and to, see if that type of facility, I guess, basically a lot of concerns that you raised. Basically, let us listen to a professional as to how this comes in with an unbiased opinion. So we have that estimate, but at this point, we're not even gonna engage that because we don't have the answers from Vanguard to justify us spending that amount of money for that environmental impact study.
Thank you.
Thank all of you for attending. Next item, request approval to adopt the resolution holding an election in Pierreport Settlement Gravity Drainage District on April 18, 2025.
Not doing enough?
Mr. Yeshua?
No, it failed last time it came up to a vote. They want to bring it back to a vote.
Oh, they wanna bring it back.
Let's leave it on.
Yeah.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Pineville, second by Mr. Mathern. All in favor?
All right.
Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval for a new light installation in Consolidated Road Lighting District 3820, Highway 308.
We call it? What that might be?
What's the?
3820, Highway 308.
Maybe Mr. Charles put that on.
I think a resident did.
Resident did it. I mean, they can't, they live in the road.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they pay.
It was a- Yeah, it
So
was a
moved.
resident.
Motion.
All right. Motion by Mr. Nakam, second by Mr. Bro. All in favor?
Oh,
Opposed?
mine's cold.
Motion carried. Request approval to adopt ordinance 2518 to levy grass cutting charges totaling $2,233.68.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Nakam,
Second.
second by Mr. Patterall. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval to accept low bid submitted for the demolition, removal, and disposal of the derelict structure located at 172 Felicia Street, Ward 3.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Patero, second by Mr. Pondville. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Discuss derelict grass and junk complaints on adjudicated property at 2765 Highway 308. Mr. Bro?
Yeah, well, I called about it the other day and they said that, well, we have to send ourselves a grass cutting or better. I said, I would like to make a motion that we put this adjudicated property to public office. Get rid of it, we shouldn't have it.
Doesn't work that
Don't
way.
work.
If it's
Don't work that
legal.
way.
If it's adjudicated to the parish,
Sit on
We gotta hold it for 5
You don't
years.
set on grass.
it hasn't been 5 years.
I'm
Maybe
looking on this
5
sheet
years,
to
yeah.
see when it was adjudicated.
We sent them, I guess,
July this year.
We just got it.
I swear it's July
We
10th.
just got it.
So, Mr. Bro, we have to request that our employees go cut the grass until it can be gotten rid of.
Call in a work order.
Oh, that's right.
Let's do the work
Attach it to
order.
it.
Cut, you cut the
It
grass.
doesn't happen automatically,
I
is
know,
what I'm
but
telling
we
you.
can put that as cost whenever we sell it.
Yes.
And we do.
A lien will be
Yeah,
put on the
yeah.
property.
We do that.
Make that move.
Yes.
Let's go.
Another one.
All right. So no action needed by the jury. All you gotta do is call and create a work order. Next item, request approval for the first phase of the derelict structure procedure for dwelling located at 107 Lewis Lane, Ward 4. Excuse me, Ward 4.
It's on there.
This is, I have pictures of it, I don't know if you have it in.
Leroy, back to number 19. On
There you
that,
go.
on that grass cutting complaint, you need to get the residents to make a plan on it.
Yeah, we don't do it. You're right.
To make a complaint, but the
But
jurors
it's
can
ours.
still have the property cut
No,
because it's
no,
adjudicated
They
property.
did come, make
They
complaints.
have a
They
complaint.
made a
They,
complaint?
they made a junk, derelict, and a grass cutting complaint. They did all three.
But this is different, this is probably.
It's for the back.
Number 20.
Number 20.
That would
So
they agree.
moved.
Motion by
We
Mr.
still need a
Nakam,
complaint form.
Yeah, we still was told to do it the other way, to
Absolutely,
let
not
the
from the
resident
bureau.
make the complaint form.
And then, but the difference is instead of Debbie putting it out for bid, she just contacts Road and Bridge to get them to.
No, I do that.
And clean up the
Put it
junk.
on the bill.
If we have a valid complaint.
there's a motion on the floor for item 20 for the first phase derelict structure by Mr. Nakam. Second by Mr. Patero. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Next item, request approval for the second phase of the derelict structure procedure for dwelling located at 114 Quill Drive, Ward 2.
This second phase is
Ted on.
prices.
Notice,
Going off a bid.
notice the bidders.
Bidding.
We gotta
Hold on.
post it on the,
Bidding,
Bidding.
yeah, bidding.
Yeah, we gotta get prices.
but they gotta understand, it don't have to be torn down, it could be
Yeah, it
refurbished.
it says that.
So before being awarded, I wanna look at the bids.
Okay.
We don't
But
have.
we gotta approve it
You
anyway.
gotta
Yeah,
approve
it's a low bid is
it.
gonna come to us.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So move.
Motion by Mr. Nakam,
We have number 20 approved too?
Second.
Yes.
Okay.
second by Mr. Carter. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Next item, request approval for the second phase of the derelict structure procedure for dwelling located at 241 Vivian Street.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Patero, second by Mr. Bro. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. On the next item, I'd like to request a 30-day extension before we approve second phase on that one.
Just table it.
Next two, bro, cause.
I'd like the jury to approve a 30-day extension.
He wants an
Motion
extension.
to approve 30 days.
Motion to approve extension by Mr. Pondville,
Second.
second by Mr. Carter. All in favor? Opposed?
If you
Motion
don't do an
carried.
official extension, then it just looks like Katie did nothing with it.
Okay.
Once the deadline
All
came,
right.
so.
That's cool.
I just want
That's
the
cool.
owner to have a deadline
That's
to
cool.
show us that he's doing something.
That's cool.
Next item, request approval for the second phase of the derelict structure procedure for dwelling located at 729 Shell Beach Road, Ward
They
9.
do the same thing, brother. They do some work to it. I didn't get a chance to look at it. The kid didn't get a chance, but last time I went there, he was doing something. But I
You wanna do the 30 days?
You filed them extension last?
Yep, he should.
We came for the last time.
No,
No.
you did an
He
extension.
said they were working on.
You came because they're
They
working
still
on
work,
it,
but
so.
you ain't checked it.
I haven't tried, I haven't been out there.
So you want a 30-day extension?
Yeah.
Yeah, give him 30.
Second the motion.
Give him 30.
All right, motion by Mr. Mathern
You be
for a
there,
30-day extension,
Been there?
second by Mr. Carter.
Yeah, they were training up.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval of the following occupational license, Sifted and Set Apart, Laverdville. So moved. Motion by Mr. Carter,
Second.
second by Mr. Pineville, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval of the following can shake permit, Veteran of 4 Awards, post 422. 4222 for November 15th and November 22nd. So moved. Motion by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Diaz, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Motion adjourned by Mr. Nakam, second by Mr. Alcorn, all in favor? Opposed?